Hello. Sorry I'm late. At least I can say it wasn't my fault. Welcome to another excellent week of me putting myself out there in front of the whole world and saying, "Look out, world. I'm going to play some video games." Um so yeah, that's yeah. How do you like the show so far? It's not over yet. Um so I hope you guys had a great weekend and week out. I'm a fair bit tired today, but the one thing that was pushing me through today was knowing that I was going to get to start a brand new game. I don't know what does brand new mean in that context. Start just a regular new game. Start a fresh game, and that it got to be Metal Gear Solid 3. Wasn't going to overthink it. I've got lots of ideas bouncing around, but I've been quite a busy bee in my personal life. So I thought, let's just do what will. And that's why I'm here. Here to play Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Now, I will say, I'm nursing a bit of an injury. I've got gamer's thumb. So uh, we're going to have to press on. I'm not going to use any assist controller or things like that. I'm just going to take it. But if I'm a poor performer today, then at least you understand why. So, um, yeah, I feel like I've been rushing around my whole day, and now I finally get to sit down and I have to I gotta collect myself. So, give me a moment to enjoy this sparkling frost cherry limeade. I always want to put the cap right next to the microphone so you get to hear it open, but the noise canceling that I have enabled forbids you from hearing that. So, can you hear that? Maybe you're able to hear that. I don't know. That's kind of what it sounded like. Sparkling frost, cherry limeade. Man, what a treat. Cherry limeade is it's got a nice little kick. All right. I gotta move this in here. Close this. And flip over to my notes. I gotta say, man, when I played uh, um, uh, Metal Gear Solid 2, I was so like I wanted it to be so perfect. I did so much research and I took so many notes that I wanted to read and things like that. And this time is significantly more haphazard, but not too much so. So let me just all right. Thank you for being here this week. Welcome back. We are here to play more Metal Gear Solid. This time, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, the direct sequel, if you can call it that. The next mainline entry, I should say, in the Metal Gear Solid franchise. Metal Gear Solid 2 came out in November of 2001, and in the Metal Gear realm, there's basically radio silence between then and this game. But that's also, we did get Metal Gear Solid The Twin Snakes, the remake of the first Metal Gear Solid, which I also played for you all on the stream. That came in March of 2004. And this game, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, came out in November of 2004. And the interesting thing about this game compared to the other two is it, in its regular lifespan, was never made available for any other platform. Metal Gear Solid 1 did get like a PC port, and Metal Gear Solid 2 got an Xbox port for the Substance re-release the following year, and another shoddy PC port as well in the early 2000s. But Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater never really left the PlayStation 2 platform until these HD remasters that I'm here to play. So that was November of 2004. But like all of the previous Metal Gear Solid games, it did get a re-release a year or so after. So with Metal Gear Solid 2, it was Metal Gear Solid 2 Substance. For Metal Gear Solid 3, the re-release was Subsistence. I guess because, like, it's Snake Eater, so, you know, you're subsisting on snakes and stuff. And each disc, it was a 3-disc release, and each disc had its own name. So the first disc was Subsistence, and that's basically the same game with a few changes. The biggest change, and again, this is for the re-release of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater that came the year after it came out. And this version of the game I'm going to be playing today is based on that version. One of the biggest changes is it has a freely controllable third-person camera, which we'll show off a bit today. The other games, before this, they have like a locked camera, and you can kind of shift it around a little bit, but the position of where it is in the world is fairly fixed, right? Whereas in this game, it does work much more like third-person games you're familiar with today. The camera will follow you around the game world, right? And it makes action easier. It's behind Snake the whole time, so you can just kind of see like a bigger field of view basically around him. Yeah, that's really the biggest change for the game itself with the Subsistence release. Some other small changes. There's some bonus camouflage. The camouflage system we'll get into as we start the game here, but I guess you could connect to the internet with the original version and download some camouflage or whatever, and in this one they just give it to you out the gate, or there's a couple settings you can choose when you start the game that'll dictate some of that bonus camouflage stuff, but it makes the game a little easier. And anyway, in between the release of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater and Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence, we also got 2 turn-based they're strategy card games for the PSP, Metal Gear Acid and Metal Gear Acid 2. The I in acid is spelled with an exclamation point. So, yeah, isn't that cute? I always thought that, I just knew that they were like a card-based game, and I'm like, that seems so lame. And I would honestly be so disappointed if I was a kid with the PSP and bought that instead of like Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops or something. But I saw some gameplay of it just this past week, and I was like, wow, actually, this looks kind of cool. Like, you have to navigate, it's almost like a board game, like a grid-based level, and there are, enemies, and you each take your turns, and you take your turn by like playing a card in your inventory of or your hand of cards to take certain actions, walk somewhere or use your gun or something like that. Seems kind of fun. So I don't know, maybe I'll have to check that out, but I always wrote it off. Anyway, those came out between the release of Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater and the re-release Subsistence, which came out about a whole year later for the Japanese market, but for Europe and the Americas, it came out early 2006, so about a year and a half after the game originally came out. And it's crazy to think there were 2 Metal Gear Acid games in that time frame. That's like shocking. I don't understand. So anyway, I guess Metal Gear Acid 2, and this is like such a dumb rabbit hole, but I find it so interesting I have to share it with you. It came with like a piece of cardboard that you could unfold into like a cube, that you would then place on top of your PSP, and you could like stare down into it like a viewfinder, you know, like a viewmaster. So that way you could look at like 3D images, I guess. I mean, it's like literally just two plastic lenses and then like a cardboard divider in the middle, so that way your the screen can show two different perspectives. I mean, it's a widescreen. It's cut in half, and then one eye can only see half of it, and the other eye sees the other half, and that produces like the world's flimsiest 3D effect, right? But I mean, I guess it would kind of work. So Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence included support for this. You could transfer photos that you take in game to your PSP, so then you could boot up Metal Gear Acid 2 and whip out the unfoldable cardboard viewfinder to view images in 3D. And if that is not the most mid-2000s thing you've ever heard, I love that's so ridiculous. I don't. What's the point of that? I'm not sure. Okay, but all of this is ancillary, honestly, except for the third-person camera thing. The real big addition to Metal Gear Solid 3's Subsistence was Metal Gear Online. Okay, you know, back in the early mid 2000s, online gaming was becoming like a huge thing, and the PlayStation 2 did support it, and so Konami and Kojima did make Metal Gear Online that I was shocked to find today literally only lasted like a year. They took the servers down like just over a year after it came out, and that's crazy, man. People would be going ape today if that happened, but I digress. That second disc, which is called Persistence, okay, Subsistence, second disc Persistence has Metal Gear Online, but it did not persist and shut down in 2007. I guess like the PlayStation 3 had just come out, you know, in 2006, end of 2006. So 2007, they're like, all right, PS2's passe, it's out of here. 2007, I think, is also the year that Metal Gear Solid 4 came out, or maybe it was 2008. But I don't know. That still seems pretty quick. But it did get a sequel or so. I don't remember. Metal Gear Solid 4, did that have Metal Gear Online? But I know for sure 5 did have Metal Gear Online 2 or 3 or whatever. I don't know. Doesn't really interest me, to be honest with you. There are no or I'm sorry, no VR modes, VR missions in Metal Gear Solid 3, unlike the last two games, right? And in the last game, it was kind of like, I mean, it was a very fun gimmick, but it was very like winking at you because of the whole shtick of that game. This has none of that, right? This is a prequel that takes place in like the 60s, you know, Cold War era. So not really a whole lot of VR happening at that point in time. So instead, they have a duel mode that lets you replay enemy encounters and unlock camo for doing certain things a certain way, you know, time attack mode, stuff like that. There's also an Ape Escape minigame, Snake versus Monkey, that I guess did come with the original game, and in the Subsistence re-release, you got 2 additional Ape Escape levels, and they were on that Persistence disc. And also, yeah, a secret theater mode for viewing, I guess, some satirical trailers and other videos that Konami put on their website for the lead up and marketing of this game. And Metal Gear 1 and 2, the whole MSX games, Metal Gear 1 and 2, the first ever localization of Metal Gear 2. That game was up until 2005, 2006 for this release. It was a Japan only release. So that was pretty cool. You could play both of those on there. And then the third disc, Existence, Subsistence, Persistence, Existence, is just a 3.5-hour edit of all of the cutscenes of the game, which they said was like, well, we made this so that if you find the game too hard or like you lose interest and you don't want to play anymore, you can still finish the story, which is kind of cute. That's sort of, I mean, like, that's basically how things work today, right? You like play like Assassin's Creed for a while and then you're like, all right, I'm bored of this. Let me just go look up Assassin's Creed the movie on YouTube. And it's just some super edit that some guy made, like a 10-hour cut of all the cutscenes together. So you can just like finish the story. That's kind of nice. Right now, there's like I hesitate to even call it a controversy. It's just a talking point about how Kojima's new game that's about to come out this summer, Death Stranding 2 on the beach, has boss encounters that you can just skip. So like you can just start the boss and then be like, I don't want to do this, and you can just skip it. And some people are like kind of miffed by the idea of that. You know, they grew up playing like Final Fantasy, where you have like boss encounters with like secret like 3 times the health bar or whatever, and they were like the most annoying thing on the planet, and it was like a rite of passage. Certainly Elden Ring and Dark Souls has built its legacy on that kind of rite of passage gameplay. And so I think some of those people, they don't understand the interest in just skipping that type of content. But it's kind of interesting to look back and see like, oh, even back in like 2005 when Metal Gear Solid 3 Subsistence came out, Kojima was still interested in making his games accessible in a way that you could just skip all of the game if you really wanted to. But also it works for him, I think, because you can't say that his games have no game. You know, that's also another common complaint about cutscene heavy video games like this, is that they're very light on gameplay. And there's so many games where they're so much more interested in telling you a story with some cutscenes that could just as easily be adapted into like a movie or show. And so while it's probably true that like a lot of the story of this game could just be told in a cutscene, games like this at least still have lots of very fascinating gameplay mechanics, and there is a huge focus on that. So hopefully we'll get to see a lot of that today. Anyway, after that came the HD versions, which we discussed when I started playing Metal Gear Solid 2, because it also got the same treatment, an HD edition, I guess, remaster, that was helmed by Bluepoint. They remastered Metal Gear Solid 2, 3, and Peace Walker, the PSP game that Kojima made. That came out in 2011 and ported the game to the PlayStation 3, the Xbox 360, and the PlayStation Vita. So again, that was the first time that this game had ever been available on anything not PlayStation 2. And ultimately, the version I'm going to be playing today is based off of that Bluepoint remaster. But we can't forget that this game also got a 3D version the following year, in 2012, for the Nintendo 3DS. Snake Eater, Metal Gear Solid 3D Snake Eater, I guess I should say. It's got some interesting, specific little tweaks and stuff. I'm really going back to the Solid Eye unfoldable cardboard box for Metal Gear Acid, huh? Really emphasizing the 3D. So, I've not played that version. I mean, honestly, it sounds like it would kind of suck. Like, I bet the frame rate is not very stable on that guy. And I'm pretty sure that's also where they introduced the Circle Pad Pro. So it was like a giant cradle that you'd put your 3DS into, just so that you could have an additional analog stick for games like this that are basically not playable without it. But eventually, the new Nintendo 3DS revision added a small little additional circle pad, a thumbstick of some sort, a nub, really, for games like that. I don't know. I wish I knew. I can't remember. Are games like this, or Metal Gear Solid 3D, is that compatible with, forwards compatible with that thumb nub? I'm not sure, but it's much better than having a giant cradle you have to put your 3DS in just to be able to play the game. But again, it's just about introducing the game to new audiences, and that's where we are today, right? The Metal Gear Solid Master Collection Volume 1 includes Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, and 3. So today you can buy this game on Xbox One, Xbox Series S and X, PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch, and PC. And in case that wasn't enough, they are also remaking this game later this year. This August, we're supposed to get, I think, an Unreal Engine 5 remake of Metal Gear Solid 3 called Metal Gear Solid Delta, because, you know, like a triangle, so 3, but also Delta to be like, oh, we're kind of changing some things, but we're not changing much. They're very adamant, you know. Kojima used to work with Konami for all of these games. His entire development history here, even before all these Metal Gear games, was with Konami. And they had a very acrimonious falling out during the development of Metal Gear Solid 5. So that game got kicked out the door, and he had to take like a year-long leave of absence before he left the company, founded his own independent studio, which now has a publishing deal with Sony. But they're also making another game, OD, for Xbox, right? That's an Xbox game? Maybe there's another game that they're making for... Anyway, they're not owned by Sony or anybody anymore. Kojima is a big enough name. He's got that much clout to be able to do that. Konami, on the other hand, they made a very ill-fated spin-off, Metal Gear Survive, which, yeah, it was like a zombie horde survival crafting game. It sounded awful. And then, of course, I heard people play. They're like, well, it's not that bad, but I'm not going to play that. And it had nothing to do with Kojima, right? Not that all of these games did. Metal Gear Solid Portable Ops, or Metal Gear Acid 1 and 2. He didn't really helm, but beyond Metal Gear Survive, Konami really just kind of pumped the brakes on anything Metal Gear related. And in fact, all of their game development basically ceased after that point. They spent a lot more time on pachinko machines and actually moved their game development headquarters to Las Vegas. But these days, over the past 5 years, they've been getting back into reviving their older franchises. Stop me if you've heard that before, right? That's very, very popular today, very lucrative, and has been working out quite well for them. And everybody else in the media and the entertainment industry. Certainly making a lot of money. So they remade Silent Hill 2 with Bloober Team, right? I think it's Bloober Team is the name of that group. And that was very successful, very well received. And that's another, a sacred cow of the community. And this is another one, I think, Metal Gear Solid 3. To remake that game, I don't know. You gotta have some strong direction and real I can't think of the word, but you want to be hesitant to make too many changes, right? But they've been very upfront that that's like the goal. They're not trying to change a whole lot. They're just trying to make it with better graphics and maybe improve some gameplay stuff. So we'll see. I'm lightly interested, but obviously I'm here to play the original. I think it still holds up really well. Obviously this HD remaster helps things, but I don't really see that much of a need for a remake myself. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. I've got decent enough machine to play it. That's the other thing, is a lot of people don't really have the kind of hardware to be able to play a game like that, unless you have, I should say on PC, right? If you have a PlayStation 5 or whatever, you'll be fine, but otherwise, yeah, this, at least, you can play this on your Nintendo Switch, so. All right. That's the end of my ramble, my interlude. I'm done leading you on. Now, you can see I'm wearing my green. You've probably been seeing the flashes of color. We got to flip over to the game. Just let me... All right. Here we are, Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. But I gotta actually just select the... Okay. So, no fun main menu music this time. This is the fun main menu music. And I do love where we are subjected to these slow motion takedowns here, some CQC, which we'll get into in a bit, but it does show, it really just luxuriates in like, oh, they must be really proud of these animations, right? That they're willing to like slow them down for you and they still look really good. So this main menu music is good, the attract music. This has no music, but anything special we want to show off here? No, not really. View some photos and go over some actions, but otherwise we are just, well, let's go take a look at the options, right? Any additional settings? No, I'm good. Let's just start the game. All right. Here, this adds some little tweaks, like if you select I like MGS2, then you'll actually start the game with a Raiden mask, which is kind of funny. And there's like a extra, they change it a little bit to lean into the fact that, you know, what if you started Metal Gear Solid 3 and they made you play as Raiden again? It'd be kind of funny, but otherwise they make it a little easier. I think this one you start with like a clean shaven Snake, because that's how he looks in Metal Gear Solid 1. This version, this they added, and I think Subsistence, and it gives you some camos at the very beginning, but that makes things a little easier. So we're just going to play vanilla, and we're going to play on normal, because I'm a normie. And now I'm going to shut up and
After
watch
the
this
end of
cutscene.
World War II, the world was split into two, East and West. This marked the beginning of the era called the Cold War.
Okay. Obviously, you can tell that was David Hayter. David Hayter is back. And just a quick reminder, David Hayter, don't forget, voice acting-wise, he hasn't done a whole lot of other notable stuff beyond some cameos, episodes of things, but he did write the script, co-wrote the script for X-Men, the original X-Men movie, X2, Watchmen, the Watchmen movie from Zack Snyder. And he is very heavily involved in the remake that we're getting.
Flying over Pakistan, altitude 30,000 feet.
All right, Pakistan,
Approaching Soviet airspace.
August 1964.
20 minutes to drop off.
Commencing internal depressurization. Equipment check. Arm main parachute.
All right. You ready to go?
Drop zone still showing a high pressure mass. Cav okay.
Good. We've got high visibility.
Put out that cigar. Connecting oxygen hose to
You don't know who
interior
you're
connector.
talking to.
Put on your mask. Does this panty waste know what he's doing?
Any waste. That's just how they talked in the
Approaching
60s.
release point.
10 minutes to drop off.
Hey, are you deaf?
He said put out the cigar and put on your mask.
Don't worry, my controller vibrated when he did that.
Depressurization complete.
Checking oxygen supply.
6 minutes to drop off. Opening rear hatch.
Sunrise.
Metal Gear Solid Snake Eater, it says on this. Harry Griggs and Williams,
External
he's back
temperature
with the
minus
score.
46 degrees Celsius. 2 minutes to drop off. Stand up.
You'll be falling at 130 miles per hour. Try not to get frostbite from the wind chill.
1 minute to drop off. Move to the rear.
Activate the honor bottle.
This is one for the history books. The world's first Halo jump.
10 seconds to drop off. Stand by.
Who's he saying that to? Me? He's letting me know.
Status okay. All green.
Prepare for drop off. Countdown. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Spread your wings.
And fly. God be with you.
Once I know he's British. Is it awesome? Woo! Dude, Tom Cruise wishes. Dong. Okay, Kojima, what do you got for us?
Jack, I've got some important news. The head of the CIA has finally given us the green light for the Virtuous Mission.
Virtual Mission?
No, the Virtuous Mission.
No.
The future of our Fox unit depends on it. If it succeeds, we'll be officially organized into a unit.
Virtuous Mission? Sounds like some kind of initiation ritual.
You know, don't get cocky. This isn't a training op.
Right. So what exactly is this wonderful mission?
Well, about 2 years ago,
Well,
a certain Soviet scientist requested asylum in the West through one of our moles. His name is Nikolai Stepanovich Sokolov. He's head of the OKB 754 Design Bureau, one of the Soviets' top-secret weapon research facilities, and the East's foremost expert on weapons development.
Sokolov? Isn't he that famous rocket scientist?
The very same. On April the 12th, 1961, the Soviets achieved the first manned spaceflight in history.
The Earth was blue, but there was no God.
Well spoken. The rocket that carried Yuri Gagarin into orbit was the A-1, known as the Vostok rocket. Sokolov is said to be the man most responsible for the multi-engine cluster used in that rocket.
yeah, it was a huge team, but if I had to pick one
After
guy...
Gagarin's
Sokolov.
flight, Sokolov left rocket development to become the head of the newly established Design Bureau.
From a lowly technician to head of a design bureau, that's quite a success story. So why'd he want to defect?
It seems he'd become afraid of his
Got that
own
line out
creations.
so fast.
Afraid.
He was
Call it a crisis of
scared.
conscience.
And for that, he left his country and his family behind and went over the fence?
Not exactly. One of his conditions was that his family was also to be taken safely to the west. We used a mole to get the family out first and succeeded in sneaking Sokolov over the Berlin Wall shortly afterwards. I was the one who conducted the operation.
Okay, good for you.
The security on the eastern side was still full of holes back then. Then what?
We got Sokolov over in one piece, but the whole ordeal had left him exhausted,
He was
and we checked him into a
tired.
hospital in West Berlin.
Oh, hospital tired.
It took him 2 weeks and more than 600 miles to get from the research facility in the Soviet Union to Berlin. He was in no condition to say anything coherent. And it was only a week later that we had something much bigger on our hands.
The Cuban Missile Crisis.
October the 16th, 1962.
Yeah, I remember
President Kennedy received word that the Soviets were in the process of deploying intermediate-range ballistic missiles in Cuba. The President demanded that the Soviets dismantle and remove the missiles. At the same time, he announced a naval blockade to prevent further missile shipments from reaching Cuba. But the Soviets didn't back down, instead placing their armed forces on secondary alert. Soviet transport ships carrying missiles continued on course towards Cuba. US and Soviet forces went on alert for an all-out nuclear war. Frantic negotiations were conducted through the UN's Emergency Security Council and unofficial channels to end the hair-trigger standoff. Finally, on October the 28th, the Soviet Union agreed to remove its missiles from Cuba.
This is like...
And
if
so the
you're
world
like
avoided
13,
a nuclear holocaust.
2005, you don't know
But in order
what
to get the Soviets to
Cuban
pull
Missile
their
Crisis
missiles
was.
out, we had to make a deal.
You mean the one where the US agreed to remove its IRBMs from Turkey?
No. The Jupiter
no.
IRBMs deployed in Turkey were obsolete, and we were going to get rid of them anyway. They had no strategic value whatsoever to either the US or the Russians. The Turkey deal was a ruse, a cover story that was fed to the other intelligence agencies around the world.
So what did the Russians really want?
Sokolov. They wanted us to return Sokolov.
You mean the Soviets pulled out of Cuba just to get their hands on Sokolov?
That's right.
What the hell was he working on?
At the time, we had no idea.
Just seemed cool.
We were running out of time. It was either give up Sokolov or risk full-scale nuclear war. In the end, we had no choice. President Kennedy gave in to Khrushchev's demand. The next day, I got Sokolov out of the hospital, handing him over to agents on the eastern side. Sokolov kept on screaming, "Save me," until he disappeared from my sight.
Just thought you'd want to know that extra detail.
Then a month ago, we received some new information from one of our moles.
About Sokolov?
Yes.
Sure.
He was taken back to the research facility and forced to continue working on the weapon in question under KGB supervision. What's more, it's on the verge of completion.
So what kind of weapon is it? Something to do with space rockets?
No, missiles.
Same technology.
I guess you're right. We don't know the details, but it appears to be a new kind of nuclear device. For half a year now, the Soviets have been conducting frequent nuclear tests at Semipalatinsk.
Something to do with the weapon, I assume.
We're talking about a secret weapon so big that Khrushchev was ready to pull out of Cuba to get it back.
Is Sokolov still in the facility?
No, according to our intelligence, he's in Dolinovadno, a place in the mountains about 3 miles to the west that's known as the Virgin Cliffs.
The Virgin
That's
Cliffs.
the unregistered hypercam.
Nice
at the
name
time?
for a virtuous mission.
They moved him there just recently.
Why?
Apparently, they're conducting a field test of the weapon, but it's our best chance to get him back. This mission would never have been possible if he was still in the research facility. This is our last chance. Sokolov must have known that too when he contacted us.
Anyway, was that all mid-descent? Or maybe he was just remembering that conversation as he was falling? Look at him go.
Listen up, Jack. Your mission is to infiltrate Dolinovadno in the Soviet mountains,
Look.
ensure the safety of Sokolov, and bring him back to the west.
Let's see. Something. I'm just gonna stick to this view.
If we don't get Sokolov back before that weapon is complete, we'll be facing a major crisis.
Right.
The clock is ticking.
Yeah.
Once we've confirmed the rescue of Sokolov, stand by at the recovery
it out.
point. A recovery
Still-
balloon will be dropped at that point.
Can't really see much.
Helium will be pumped into the balloon to inflate it. The process takes about 20 minutes. Once it's complete, the gunship's arm will latch onto the balloon and pull it up.
The Fulton surface-to-air recovery system. I'm familiar with the theory.
Theory.
Take it easy. It's been combat proven.
Do you think Sokolov is up to it?
The shock will be less than during a parachute jump, and the arm can handle up to 500 pounds.
So you're planning on going over the border in a single combat talent?
She's equipped with 2 6-barrel 20mm Vulcan cannons, as well as 2 40mm machine guns.
Sounds like she could hold her own against a battalion of tanks.
Even with the fuel in the reserve tank, we're facing a 4-hour time limit. If all goes well, it shouldn't take more than a few hours.
Oh,
Home
great.
in time for dinner.
But
Maybe I'll finish
if
this game
anything
tonight.
goes wrong,
You'll be eating dinner, breakfast.
and all the rest of your meals in the jungle.
What? Yeah. Not afraid. Okay. Jesus, no! Ah! Oh, this is a great homage, right? Just like the last game. Snake Eater. Looking great as always, Snake. So dramatic. I think we're all supposed to be clapping right now. I'm clapping. I don't know. Now science seems like a good time for another. That's right. Oh yeah.
Do you copy? You're already in enemy territory, and somebody might be listening in. From here on out, we'll be using code names to refer to each other.
Yes, sir.
Your code name for this mission will be Naked Snake. I'll be referring to you as Snake from now on. You're not to mention your real name.
Snake?
What, you don't like snakes?
What do you mean?
You've eaten one before, haven't you?
In survival training?
I'm glad to hear that.
I don't know if I'd ever order one in a restaurant, but...
Be careful, you might not have a choice.
What about you, Major? What should I call you?
Let's see. I'll be Tom. Call me Major Tom.
Oh, come on.
This will be a sneaking mission. You must
Update.
not be seen by the enemy. You must leave no trace of your presence. Is that clear? This kind of infiltration is the Fox unit's speciality. In other words, weapons and equipment are procured on site. That goes for food as well. You're completely naked, just as your name implies.
Great.
Okay, we
Now
get
I
it.
see why you asked me if I like snakes. I suppose calling me Snake was your idea of a joke, too.
No.
No.
There's a good reason for that. I'll tell you later when the time is right.
Talk about it later.
Gotcha. Getting back to the subject, how exactly am I supposed to feed myself?
You've been issued a knife and a tranquilizer gun. Use them to hunt for food. You'll also find some medical supplies in your backpack.
Yeah, about the backpack. I lost it in a tree on the way down.
I see. Well, you'd better go back and get it then. You know where it is?
No problem. I can see it from here. It's stuck on a branch.
To climb a tree, stand in front of a tree that's covered in ivy and press the action button.
Oh, they gotta teach him how to climb a tree now.
I'll be monitoring your progress over the radio. We can't risk violating Soviet airspace, but I'll be in the gunship. My frequency is 140.85. I'll give you a call if I need to talk to you.
I'll give you a call.
If you need to talk to me, use the send
Use
function.
the send.
Okay, Snake, go get your backpack.
Okay. Sorry. All right, it's gamer time. Check it out. Here we are. First of all, here's our fully controllable 3D camera. We get a completely new setting in this game, not just time-wise, obviously, but yeah, visually, all this green really helps just immediately set it apart from the previous games. And yeah, you can now also see some of the camo system here at the top right. Splitter olive drab has this 0%. When I get into some green, it's at like 15%. When I lay down, now it's at 80%. Shuffle around, sometimes it gets a little lower. But that's my, basically how camouflaged I am in the environment. Excuse me. Some LF med. What do you think that is? Lift med. In our options menu here, we can look at Snake's piercing eyes and check out food that I've gathered. I just have this calorie mate right now. And options, all the same options we were already looking at before. We can change the camera mode here. So if we change it back to normal, we can see this is how the game originally released with this fixed camera above. And this is, exactly as the previous games operated, right? But in my mind, it does make stealth a bit more difficult, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but I think it's more fun to play this way. I enjoy it more. So the camera is a bit more pulled in. It's right behind Snake, but now I can completely control what it's pointed at, and it makes looking at the environment a lot easier. But look at this. This environment is so dense. There's just so much foliage everywhere. This is the HD remaster, so things are a fair bit sharper. Not only was this remaster to be played at 720p on the Xbox 360, PS3, but now here with this Master Collection, we can play it at arbitrary resolutions. I should say, actually, I think it only plays at 1080p on consoles, even PlayStation 5, and on PC it's the same deal. But thanks to the power of modding on PC, I do get to play this at arbitrary resolutions, which is exactly the same as Metal Gear Solid 2. So I'm rendering this at native 4K, so it is a lot sharper, and it's being streamed over the internet to you in 1080p, so it's not at 4K for you, but you still get that downsampling. It still is going to look better for you, downsampled to 1080p. Hoo-yah! Okay, now what do I do?
I see you've retrieved your backpack, Snake. To equip a weapon, it's necessary to take it out of your backpack. In the survival viewer, choose Weapon from the backpack. Your available weapons will be displayed in a window in the upper left. From that list, choose the weapon you want to equip and press the Enter button. For other equipped items, just do the same thing from Item.
Got it. Use the survival viewer backpack.
Yep, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Survival is fundamental to this mission.
Well, all missions.
After you've been
actually.
out in the field for a while, your stamina will start to drop. If your stamina gets too low, it'll affect your performance. You won't be able to shoot accurately, for example, and your wounds won't heal as smoothly. Keep an eye on your stamina so you don't run out. To recover lost stamina, you can hunt for local flora and fauna. You can use either your tranquilizer gun or your knife to hunt.
My only weapon is a Mark 22 Hush Puppy tranquilizer gun?
That's right. It's been fitted with its own suppressor. However, the suppressor will deteriorate every time you fire. Once its durability reaches 0, the noise suppression effect will be gone. So don't get too trigger-happy with it. The suppressor's durability is shown in the icon. Any weapons and equipment beyond what you're carrying now, you'll have to find as you go.
I have to find my own weapons and equipment? Whose crazy idea was this anyway?
Oh, what did you think was
Solo
gonna happen,
covert
Snake?
actions are standard Fox operating procedure. You can't leave any traces of your presence. No weapons, equipment, footprints, sweat, or bodily waste. The same goes for bullets and cartridges, too. Your presence in enemy
How
territory
does
is
that
already
work?
a violation of international conventions of warfare. There aren't supposed to be any American soldiers in Russia. It could spark an international incident.
Another
You can't let
international
anyone see
incident?
you. You can't let the enemy know you're there. This is a stealth mission. You're a ghost, Snake, in every sense of the word.
Why
There'll
don't you
be
just
no
call me
rescue
Ghost
if you're
Snake?
captured. The military and US government will deny any involvement in the affair.
Then I'll just have to take care of myself, huh?
I'm afraid so. You've been given a fake death pill for that purpose. SIS guidelines stipulate that soldiers on covert ops like this one be issued a potassium cyanide capsule. Tape it to your body so you can take it when you need to.
How generous of you.
Use it if you're taken prisoner by the enemy. It'll send you into a state of false death for a short time.
Fooling them into thinking that I'm really dead. So how do I come back to life?
That's
Just
the
take
best
the
part.
revival pill.
You mean that thing they put in my tooth before the mission?
That's the one. But be careful. If you remain in a state of false death for too long, nothing will be able to bring you back. Remember that.
Look at this.
I'll keep it in mind. You said this was a solo mission, right?
Right.
I guess that means I can't count on any reinforcements.
Correct. The mission rests entirely in your hands.
A real one-man army.
Relax. There's a support team ready to back you up over the radio.
Who?
I'll introduce them to you. This time,
Ahem.
survival is of utmost importance. The first member of the support team will be in charge of monitoring your physical condition, acting as a medic, so to speak, as well as recording your mission data. She's a member of Fox as well, and she's here on the gunship with me.
She.
Hello,
Woman?
Snake. I'm paramedic. Nice to meet you.
Paramedic.
As in a medic who comes in by parachute.
Aren't you going to tell me your real name?
Are you going to tell me yours, Mr. Snake?
My name, huh? It's John Doe.
Oh,
And
nice,
they call you Jack
nice.
for short. You're a regular Captain Nemo.
A name means nothing on the battlefield. After a week, no one has a name. What's your name?
Jane Doe.
Okay.
Very funny.
I wasn't joking.
Not that
But I'll tell you my name only if you manage to make it back alive.
I wasn't sure.
My
What do you mean?
frequency is 145.73.
She's also in charge of recording your mission data. Whenever you want to save, send a message over the reserved save frequency, 140.96.
So saving lets me record my mission data.
That's right. It also records the state of your health.
Good to know.
There's one more person I want to introduce you to, Snake.
Huh?
Speaking of snakes, you remember the boss, don't you? A legendary soldier and your mentor. Actually, it was the boss that got the DCI's authorization in the first place. She's going to be serving as Fox's mission advisor.
Boss is?
She also helped me plan this mission. She and I were at SAS together.
Jack, is that you? How many years has it been?
Boss, what is
Boss?
up?
That's right. It's me. Talk to me. Let me hear your voice.
It's been 5 years, 72 days, and 18 hours.
Whoa.
You've lost weight.
You can tell just by the sound of my voice.
Of course I can. I know all about you.
Really? Well, I don't know anything about you.
What's that supposed to mean?
Why'd you disappear on me all of a sudden?
I was on a top secret
I
mission.
was on a mission.
You didn't need me anymore.
But there were still so many things I wanted you to teach me.
No, I taught you everything you needed to know about fighting techniques. I taught you all I could. The rest you needed to learn on your own.
Techniques, sure. But what about how to think like a
What
soldier?
about how to think?
How to think like a soldier? I can't teach you that. A soldier needs to be strong in spirit, body, and technique. And the only thing you can learn from someone else is technique. In fact, technique doesn't even matter. What's most important is spirit. Spirit and body are like two sides of a single coin. They're the same thing. I can't teach you how to think. You'll just have to figure it out for yourself.
Ugh,
Listen to me, Jack.
fine.
Just because soldiers are on the same side right now doesn't mean they always will be. Having personal feelings about your comrades is one of the worst sins you can commit. Politics determine who you face on the battlefield.
Stop caring
And
about
politics are a living thing. They change along with the times. Yesterday's good might be tomorrow's evil.
Is that why you abandoned me?
No, it had nothing to do with you.
me. Mom,
I already told you, Jack. I was on a top secret
I
mission.
was on a
A
mission.
soldier has to follow whatever orders he's given. It's not
Or
his
her.
place to question why. But you're looking for a reason to fight. You are a natural-born fighter, but you're not quite a soldier.
Not quite a soldier.
A soldier is a political tool, nothing more. That's doubly true if he's a career soldier. Right and wrong have no place in his mission.
No
He has
place.
no enemies and no friends. Only the mission. You follow the orders you're given. That's what being a soldier is.
I do whatever I have to get the job done. I don't think about politics.
That's not the same thing. Sooner or later, your conscience is going to bother you. In the end, you have to choose whether you're going to live as a soldier or just another man with a gun. There's a saying in the Orient, loyalty to the end.
A saying.
Do you know what it means?
Always a saying.
Being patriotic.
It means devoting yourself to your country.
I follow the president and the top brass. I'm ready to die for them if necessary.
The president and the top brass won't be there forever. Once their terms are up, others will take their place.
I follow the will of the leader, no matter who's in charge.
People aren't the ones who dictate the missions.
Then who does?
The times. People's values change over time, and so do the leaders of a country. So there's no such thing as an enemy in absolute terms. The enemies we fight are only enemies in relative terms, constantly changing with the times. As long as we have loyalty to the end, there's no point in believing in anything, even in those we love.
And that's the way a soldier's supposed to think?
The only thing we can believe in with absolute certainty is the mission, Jack.
The
All
mission.
right, but do me a favor.
What is it?
Call me Snake.
Snake. Oh, right. Your code name is
Oh,
Snake.
that's right. Yeah.
It suits you well.
That's right. The legendary unit that the boss put together during World War II was a snake. The Cobra Unit, a group of heroes that brought the war to an end and saved the world. As long as you've got a legendary hero backing you up, you'll be fine. Isn't that right, Snake?
Yeah, I can't think of anyone else I'd rather have with me. Oh, and one more thing, boss.
Yes,
It's good to hear your voice again.
same here. After all, who knows if either of us will make it out alive? Snake, you are always best at urban warfare and infiltrating buildings. But this is the jungle.
You're screwed.
Survival is going to be key. Those CQC techniques I taught you are sure to come in handy.
CQC.
CQC. Close quarters combat, huh? I've been in the Green Berets for the past few years. I'm probably pretty rusty.
Not to worry. I'll be here to help you remember.
I mean,
After all, this is your first actual survival mission. I'll be supporting you over the radio.
yeah, I'll be here over
Where
the
are
radio.
you, boss? Next to the Major?
The boss is communicating with us by radio from aboard a Permit-class submarine in the Arctic Ocean.
The Arctic
My
Ocean.
frequency is 141.80. Call me if you need my advice on battle techniques.
All right, I'm not supposed to
Gotcha.
remember any of these numbers, right?
Your mission is to retrieve Dr. Sokolov. Dr. Sokolov is being held in an abandoned factory located to the north of your current position. Avoid heavy combat and don't let anyone see you. Don't forget that this is a stealth mission.
Oh, right. That's right. Stealth. Yeah.
Snake, try to remember some of the basics of CQC.
How about you just teach me? Huh?
Commencing Virtuous Mission. Now.
What was it before? All right. Few more gameplay mechanics. First of all, look at he's got his little cat paws up. It's like, his cat eyes. All right, what else we got in here? We have a directional microphone. What? Why did we have this? I'm not sure. So we can hear the sounds of the jungle. Okay. And we also have the tranquilizer gun. So it looks like this meter here above the gun, that's supposed to be how much silencer we have left. It deteriorates over use. Maybe that's the times 4. Either we get to use the silencer 4 times, or maybe we have 4 of them. I don't know. Puts enemies to sleep. Press square to aim, release to fire, detach and attach suppressor with X. Okay. And then the knife. Square to slash, press L3 to stab. Press square repeatedly. Okay. Wow. Get a stab portion. Okay. Got it. Over here we have sonar that detects life forms with sound waves. Press L3 to emit sound waves, but it has battery. Consumes battery power when used. I wonder how we recharge it. Press L3 to emit waves. I'm pressing L3 and nothing is happening. So we'll just take his word. Motion detector. Detects objects' motion. Does not detect stationary objects. Also consumes battery. And the AP sensor, which vibrates when detecting life forms. So now we kind of have to choose between these 3, huh? We don't just get to use them all at the same time. Binoculars. High-tech military binoculars, and allowing long-distance reconnaissance. Zoom in with triangle. Nice. These are pretty slick. Okay. And then the fake death pill and the revival. And cigar, of course. Somehow brought cigar with me. Okay. Well. What do we think? Motion detector? Anything else we need to investigate while we're here? Oh, I guess I was going to look at my inventory here. So camouflage, we can apply some specifics. I've got a Raiden mask, as I was describing before. Oops. We've got a viewer here, so we can watch the hair flow. Beautiful. Okay. Splitter for indoor ops. Black face paint. Woodland for forested areas. And no paint. And so now we have this number on the side that shows us in like our current position how much more camo we would get for using each of these different disguises, right? So as always, it's kind of a challenge when I'm streaming, where do I want to put my face? What corner of the screen am I going to put myself in? I still feel like up in the top left here, it's covering most of my health and stamina. The little tiny bars underneath, I believe, are the stamina. So I've got 4 of those total. But you can only see 2.5 of them. But I still think that's the right move. I think being able to see the camo at the top right is helpful. Uniform. So I've got olive drab right now, but I think tiger stripe makes sense. Effective in trees, grass against soil, leaf and underbrush, tree bark when pressed against trees, squares against brown backgrounds, and black dark areas. We gotta try them all on at least once. They all look pretty good. Pretty slick. But tiger stripe is what we want. Backpack. Anything else here? I guess there's a weight count and a maximum number of items. We can only have 1 other item in our backpack. Total weight 10.5 kilograms. Okay. There's nothing I don't... Oh, I see. So we could place some of these... Okay. And food. Again, nothing new there. So that's that. All right. Let's call our buddies here.
Sokolov should be at the abandoned factory to the north, so head in that direction.
Okay. Major Tom, he's voiced by Jim Paddock, who has shown up in a bunch of random stuff. He's in an episode of, like, all sorts of comedy TV shows that you've heard of, and he's made appearances in all sorts of movies as, like, some random little character. Nothing I, like, immediately recognized, or I was like, oh, yeah, I remember that scene, but certainly lots of recognizable stuff. But the one trivia fact I will give you is just a couple years ago, he actually married Ann Cusack, the lesser-known Cusack sibling. There's Joan Cusack and John Cusack, and they have a third sibling, Ann Cusack, and that's who Jim Paddock is now married to. So that's a fun fact for you.
That area is home to the reticulated python.
Don't tell me that now.
The reticulated python is said to be the longest snake in the world. The biggest ones can grow up to 10 meters in length. Although they're not poisonous, they're still very dangerous, so be careful around them. They have a highly ferocious temperament, and they can swallow whole, even large animals like deer and pigs. Their most distinguishing feature is the mesh pattern of their scales.
Okay.
This pattern acts as a highly effective natural camouflage. If you think there might be a reticulated python about, pay close attention to your surroundings. Otherwise, you could get bitten before you even know it's there.
Gulp.
It's a huge snake, but you should be able to capture it alive by using the tranquilizer gun. I'll bet if you capture one and throw it at an enemy, it'll give him a good scare.
Right. But how do they taste?
Huh?
Do they taste good?
You're actually going to eat one.
Why else would I be asking?
Cannibal.
What was that?
Nothing. Let's see what the guide says. Ah, you're in luck. It says they taste pretty good.
Good.
No way.
I can hardly wait.
Ugh.
I kind of don't believe that, but we'll see. All right, paramedic. She's voiced by Heather Haley, and I don't recognize anything else that she's done. Doesn't really have a whole lot else on her resume, but this seems to be the most famous thing that she was in.
Camouflage is an indispensable tool when you're sneaking through the jungle. To use camouflage, First, press the start button to go to the
Yeah,
survival
don't worry,
floor.
we already checked
Then
it out.
select camouflage and press the enter button. Select uniform to select battle fatigues, and face to select face paint. Choose battle fatigues that match the surrounding environment. The most effective camouflage is attained by selecting fatigues that blend in with the environment. Camouflage patterns that stand out in your surroundings will attract attention.
Okay, nothing terribly interesting there. She is voiced by Lori Allen, who I would say is most famous for voicing Pearl Krabs on SpongeBob SquarePants. You can kind of hear it a bit in her voice, but of course Pearl's voice is like so exaggerated for SpongeBob, so it's a bit tough to hear. But definitely is her, Pearl, on SpongeBob. She's also the female news anchor on Family Guy. She's in like a bajillion episodes of Family Guy as the news anchor for various cutaways and stuff. I don't watch Family Guy, sorry, but I can at least imagine. I can assume how that works. She's also Bonnie's mom in Toy Story 3 and 4. Bonnie from the end of, well, I guess from a lot of Toy Story 3, but particularly the end. Toy Story 3 and 4. And she's also Riley's mom's Sadness in Inside Out. I guess at the very end of Inside Out. I think they made a little short for home media based on that. But anyway, that's Lori Allen. So, fun fact. Let's save.
Saving the game, Snake?
Oh, yeah, I am. All right. Our very first save.
Hey, Snake, you ever heard of Godzilla King of Monsters?
Have I ever?
No, what is it?
Oh,
It's a movie.
I guess
You
it was
haven't
the 60s.
seen it?
Come on.
It's about this monster called Godzilla who grows to an enormous size in a nuclear test and goes on a rampage in Tokyo.
Nuclear test, huh? Then the Marshall Islands must be crawling with giant monsters right about now.
It's just make-believe.
Maybe that's why my pants have been so tight lately.
Snake,
Excuse
it's a movie,
me?
not a report out of Los Alamos.
I know. So then what happened?
Godzilla is immune to all weapons, and humanity has no way to stop the monster. Dr. Shirazawa develops a new type of weapon, but meanwhile, Godzilla is getting closer and closer to Tokyo, obliterating everything in its path.
Oh, no.
It was originally a Japanese movie, but they made an American version, too.
What?
I recommend seeing the original Japanese one if you ever get the chance. It's mostly mindless fun, but it's also got a serious anti-nuke message as well.
Wow.
Where can I see the original?
Who do I know that could relate to
You'll
that?
just have to go to Japan.
What?
Really? That's too bad.
I
Well,
hate
if you
Japan.
wait 40 years, you might be able to see it in America, too.
Why's that?
2004 will be Godzilla's 50th birthday.
You think they're still going to be making Godzilla movies then?
Of course. Everybody loves Godzilla.
You sure know a lot about movies.
I don't suppose you're the movie-watching type, are you?
Clearly you know
Not
nothing.
really.
Okay, then I'll tell you everything I know. When the going gets tough, movies can save your life.
Amen.
It's always good to be able to look at things from a different perspective when you get in a jam. That's the magic of movies.
No kidding. Well, I guess it might at least make a nice distraction.
That's the spirit, Snake.
That's
Have a little
the
fun.
spirit. All right. Well, we love having a movie watcher. Oh my gosh, look. It's a snake. OMG, OMG, OMG. Okay, press square to aim. Release to fire. We gotta get into first person. OMG, OMG. Did I get him? No. No. He's still moving. Oh, I got him. And look at him, he's sleeping. Alright, achievement unlocked. Capture any animal alive. Alright, so what was the point of that? She was like, oh, you could throw it at a soldier, I guess? Or does he count as food? He's food. Not eaten yet. Taste unknown. It's a giant anaconda. Alright. I won't eat him yet. I wanna learn how they taste, but obviously it's the name of the game. You gotta eat at least one. But Maybe we'll throw them at somebody or something. I don't know. Pretty cool so far, huh? Already getting to engage in so many new mechanics. And yet so much still feels exactly the same. Look, another one. You see him in there? Should we take him out too? What? You think it's the same snake? I guess I probably don't need to use the suppressor for those, huh? Giant anaconda. This one's the reticulated python. Said to be fairly tasty. I guess we haven't heard from Paramedic how the other snake is supposed to taste. Alright, sweet, man. This is going so well so far. I better save again. Save over my progress. How exciting! Alright. Let's giddy up. Dremuchij Swampland. Man, listen to all of that fauna. Oh, see some of the moving leaves up there? What kind of animals up there? We gotta go check him out. Hello? Any animals? Hmm? Excuse me. We must greet them with kindness. I see a bunch of moving leaves. I don't see any animal. Oh, no, I do. Look at him. It's a little frog. Oh my gosh, a little frog guy. Hello. Hello. Don't worry, I will eat you too. Look at him. Got him. Oh, I'm doing so good. I'm capturing so many animals. Frog bee. Okay. Oops, not in there. He's food. Tree frog. So those are my slots. Now I guess I have to eat one of these, huh? I don't get to capture anymore. Frog bee. Is there like a frog A and a frog B? Oh, I heard a ribbit. Yeah, there he is. Little ribbit. This is so fun. I'm already having the time of my life. More frog over there. What's that? Anything cool? Cool. Oh yeah, what is that? It's a bird. Look at that, it's a bird. Alright, yeah, I got it out. Wait for it, Mr. Bird. There's more than one. Let's see. I don't want this. Hope you guys are having fun. I'm having fun. I got him. Alright, y'all get out of here. But yeah, no more. My cage is full. So, let's just eat one of these random guys, I guess, huh? Not eaten yet. Taste unknown. Let's eat.
Tasty.
Tasty. He liked it. So I did have a little bit of low stamina. It was like a really tiny amount low, so it wasn't for nothing. Bird D. A magpie. Or is it magpie? You tell me. And we get to view it, don't worry. Bird with a long tail, not eaten yet. That's the name of the game, huh? Capturing and eating all kinds of fun aminals. Alright, so what is this? What aminal is back here? I don't see him. The leaves are all moving like around here. Oh, it's another frog. Another frog. Alright. Come on, we have like actual gameplay. I'm having too much fun. Listen to that, dude. These gators. Look at them. OMG. Alright, we gotta be careful around these guys. Think I should call one of my buddies? Oops, that's the wrong button. I gotta press this button to call. Call one of my buddies. Paramedic, you have anything to say about these?
I see you've captured a magpie. Magpies are members of the crow family.
Guess I should
They're
call them after
distinguishable by their
everyone.
beautiful dark blue and white bodies and their long tails. Their favorite food is insects, but they'll also eat small fish, acorns, and fruit. They're omnivores, which means...
They'll eat anything.
Right, just like you, huh?
Okay. So how do they taste?
You always ask me that.
Naturally. So,
For good reason.
I've never heard of anybody actually eating a magpie, but I suppose there's no reason you couldn't.
you don't say.
Oh,
Okay. You have anything else you want to share?
I see you've caught a tree frog. The tree frog is a green frog that's found throughout Asia. It's arboreal, spending most of its time in shrubs and bushes. But the tree frogs that live in that jungle are a lot bigger than ordinary tree frogs.
Really?
They've got an appetite, huh?
You've got a one-track mind, don't you? But seriously, that is one theory. However, there are people who think it's a mutation caused by nuclear testing and waste from the research facility.
Do you
What?
think they're safe
Really?
to eat?
Is that all you ever think about?
What else is there?
Lots.
Like what?
Like what?
Like why a frog would get so big in the first place. Whether it's a temporary phenomenon created by a unique environment, or a permanent mark of evolution, or a product of the toxic waste coming out of the research facility. If it is the waste that's causing it, then it means humans are interfering with the ecosystem. It really makes you think about the changing relationship between...
This isn't interesting.
Oh, fine. Be that way.
So, how about it?
You mean, is it edible?
Yeah,
Well, I guess it's probably okay.
probably.
I don't know. The guide doesn't say anything.
A pretty useless guide, if you ask me.
Well, try one for dinner and you can help improve it.
Great. We'll do some research. Okay, so will she tell me about the one that I ate?
The gauge below your life gauge is your stamina gauge. It shows, as the
Right.
name suggests, your remaining stamina.
Right.
As you consume stamina, your natural life regeneration is slowed and your hands shake more. Your O2 gauge and grip gauge also become shorter. Excessively low stamina can often impede your mission objectives. Make sure you replenish stamina before that occurs.
Okay. Nothing to say about these gators, huh? I'm not, like, can I really just... I can't just shoot a tranquilizer dart at one of these and they'll be out, right? Ooh, but look, there's something over there for me to pick up. I'm gonna go check that out. All right. Well, and what the hey? I've made so much progress already. I should probably save. Plus, we get to hear a fun anecdote. What's so wrong about that?
Do you want to save?
Oh, yeah.
Snake, do you know the creature from the Black Lagoon?
Nope, never heard of it.
He's not a movie
These
guy.
scientists are investigating a place deep in the Amazon called the Black Lagoon, and they get picked off one after the other by this fishman thing. And there was this scene when the heroine is going for a swim, and the creature sneaks up on her from underwater. Oh, I thought my heart was going to stop. I mean, of course, the 3D effects in It Came from Outer Space were a lot more intense, but...
It wouldn't be referring to you coming from outer space, would it?
How rude! Why do you say that?
Right?
Because no one on Earth could be as charming as you.
Oh, well, he turned it around.
Fine. I'll just get to the point, Snake. Be careful of what's around you when you're in the water. Just imagining you swimming in those jungle rivers makes me think of you being attacked by a fishman.
I appreciate the concern.
Fishmen aren't the only things that'll attack you in the water. Really be careful out there.
Okay.
Okay.
Hear that?
And don't be attacking any pretty girls going for a swim, either.
Are you calling me a fishman?
You started it.
All right, well, I was just going to jump in here and see where it would take me, but now I'm not so sure. First of all, like I said, I can't just, like... Alright, well, actually, first of all, let's take this or the silencer off and just fire away. Oh, that worked. Okay. Now let's do it again. Alright. Now I am going to get in the water. Okay. Uh-oh. I woke him up. Alright, so we also got to be careful not to wake him up. And that was so I could get a Spelunk 2. I think I got another silencer for this. That's actually really useful, so that was worth it. Now, is there anything over here? I didn't see anything. Let's take a look. Oh, uh-oh. He woke up. Alright, please don't hurt me. Am I camouflaged enough? Alright, yeah, I don't see anything. Oh, actually, no, what's this? What is this? Well, now we gotta go over there and check that out, too. On another thing. Alright, fine. Both of these guys are awake. Go around the back here. And I can't move very quick in this water. Hope it's safe. Oh, uh-oh. Oh no. Come on, come on. Alright. Spooky. Now if I move slow enough. Bug juice. I got my bug juice. What in the world is bug juice? Is that in here? No. Is it like to attract bugs or what is it? I don't even see it in here. Oh, it's not. Okay, I see. Okay. I just want to know what it is. Bug juice. A bug repellent. Keeps away hornets and leeches while it lasts. Leeches? I gotta worry about leeches? Oh, Lord. Leeches aren't bugs, are they? I don't think so. Okay, so let's take out... So I think the weight of my backpack will lower my stamina more quickly. So I should remove stuff that I'm not going to need. Like, I don't really... Oh, because the revival pill is in my mouth. I don't think I need a fake death pill, to be honest with you right now. Not at the moment. Maybe I'll regret saying that, but... These are 3... I'm not sure how often I'll be using them. So I guess we'll see. The weapons, again, like I don't need the directional mic equipped. But I guess I can equip food to eat. That's kind of nice, I guess. Alright. Now there's one other thing over here somewhere. Oh, it's right here. Alright, well, I did not trust this guy, so I'm just going to shoot him. A grenade. Alrighty. Another guy I think I need to shoot. Oh. I'm not going to worry about that. Whoa, a hornet's nest. I'm going to be careful. Okay. So check this out, man. So much wildlife and other stuff to worry about. Obviously, I'm leaving behind some boot tracks. Oh, we got another snake up here. Which one is this? Is this the one that I ate? Let's see. I'm in the wrong view. In the food view, it looks like a reticulated python. I already have one of those. Okay, but in the food view, not yet eaten, but said to be fairly tasty. So I haven't actually eaten it. We don't know. But I do not... Oh, there's another snake up there. I don't need any... stamina right now. So they both look like reticulated pythons to me. I want another frog just at my foot. Okay. Anything else cool here? Don't see much. So let's keep moving forward. Whew. I'm having a good time. Everything I've wanted it to be so far. But first, a cutscene. People? Oh, no.
Major, I've spotted 2 enemy soldiers.
What do I do?
They're probably KGB troops sent to guard Sokolov.
AK-47s and grenades.
Uh-huh.
Snake, your presence in Soviet territory is already a violation of international law. We can't let the Kremlin find out that the CIA and the American government are involved. Contact with the enemy is strictly prohibited. Don't engage them in battle either. This is a stealth mission. Got that?
The Major is right. The point of this mission is to sneak through the jungle without being seen. The success of the mission depends on how well you use your camouflage. Change your camouflage by selecting Camouflage from the Survival Viewer. The Uniform option lets you pick your uniform, while the Face option lets you change your face paint. Choosing camouflage that blends in with your surroundings will help you conceal yourself more effectively. Also, don't forget that anything that moves will stand out in the jungle. If you just stand up and run around like an idiot, you're bound to be spotted. But if you crawl instead, you should be able to sneak by without being noticed.
Like an idiot.
You can see how effective your camouflage is by looking at the Camo Index. The Camo Index shows how well your current camouflage blends in with the
Don't worry.
surrounding area.
I explained all this already to
The higher
viewer.
the value, the harder you are to spot, and vice versa. The key is to make yourself one with nature. Keep that in mind as you go along, okay?
One with nature. Okay. I can do that. There they are. All right, well, first, I'm going to save and go take a quick bathroom break. Then I'll be
You
right
want to
back.
save?
But first, we gotta stay for the anecdote, don't we? Yes, please. Or actually, I don't know. Yes, let's just say yes.
Snake, have you heard of It Came from Outer Space?
Yeah, you told me already.
So this astronomer sees a meteor, but it's really an alien spaceship, right? and the aliens start replacing the townspeople with clones and forcing them to help repair the ship. The 3D effects were quite realistic.
I've got all the real I can handle here in the jungle.
The
No,
battlefield's
you don't
enough
get
for
it.
me.
Precisely because it's realistic, with the images jumping out of the screen at you. It makes for a nice escape from reality. I have to admit it made my eyes tired, but it was really intense. Unfortunately, they don't make very many of those movies anymore.
When did it come out?
I was still in college, so probably about 10 years ago.
Guess I'm out of luck then.
You know, they're coming out with household versions of video cassette recorders. One day you'll be able to see old movies anytime you want.
What?
It'll be like having a movie theater in your own home.
Get real.
Really?
It's like if you had a record with movie film etched onto it instead of music. It'll work the same way.
You're kidding.
No, really. And someday they might make movies where you control the characters yourself.
Sounds like magic.
It'll happen. Make sure you stay alive to see it, Snake.
All right. I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I will be right back. Okay. Thanks for your patience. My wife, who did make me late, also made delicious sourdough bread. So I had to stop and taste, and I guess that just shows in the end, it all comes out in the wash. That's how I describe my relationship with my wife. How are things between you and your wife? Well, you know, it all comes out in the wash. All right. Gotta get myself. I'm telling you, man, I'm tired. All right. I'm reclining into relaxation mode. But then it makes me so small. I'm so tiny in the little box. My little tiny head. All right. Let's... Oh, I gotta go back to select the game. Let's get back to the game. We got some human enemies to fight. All right. So I have a tranquilizer gun, but it's supposed to be used on like aminals. I'm gonna keep calling them aminals too. It's supposed to be used on aminals and not another frog. What about these mushrooms? Can I... Maybe I gotta use my knife on this. Yes, it worked. Okay, great. So what's going on here in my backpack? Like, how come I can pick up... I've only got 3 slots for animals, maybe, but... Not these. I should probably ask about these mushrooms before I eat them. Mushroom C. Oh, man. Well, that's all good.
I see you found some Siberian inkcap mushrooms. The Siberian inkcap is a mushroom from the inkcap family. Its life cycle is transitory. As soon as the spores mature, the cap starts to turn black, liquefy, and melt away.
And that's why they call it an ink cap?
That's right. It doesn't really turn to liquid, but you get the idea.
Goop.
In its immature state, before it melts away, it's valued as a source of food. Just be sure not to eat them while you're drinking alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Why's that?
Ink caps contain coprin, which inhibits the function of aldehyde dehydrogenase. This prevents the body from breaking down alcohol, causing a buildup of acetaldehyde.
Meaning?
Meaning it will give you the hangover from hell.
Oh. Wait a minute.
What?
You think I'd drink alcohol in the middle of a mission?
Wouldn't you?
Hell no.
You smoke
Well,
cigars.
I'm knocking a shot back now.
What?
Just teasing you.
You're so offended.
Oh, come on. Where's your sense of humor?
I need a drink.
Oh, what? Oh, man. These back and forths are so, yeah, what's the word? I don't know. Just so, first of all, dude, he's walking so slowly. The back and forths in this game, I feel, are so much more, I don't know, just well written, or maybe paced is the better word. I don't know. All right, so we're gonna take their word for it, and we're just gonna let this guy go. Now, again, if I was using, I've just now switched to the original camera. That's not so bad. I don't really know. Do I go into first person because I'm in like the tall grass, or what's going on here? Not totally sure. Alright. Any other enemies, bad guys? I don't see much. We'll just keep moving. Go ahead and get up. What's going on up here? Anything? Here's some movement, but don't see much. Whoa. These are like fruits up here? of some type. Can I shoot these down? And I'll definitely want to use my suppressor. Yes. Okay. Before I jump down here, so ready. And here, no, I want to drop. There we go. And then there's something behind this as well. Stun grenade. Okay. So what can you tell me about this fruit that I just picked up?
Looks like you found a Golova.
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 Yeah, it's a fruit that's found only in that region. It's related to the jackfruit, which is commonly found in Southeast Asia.
Jackfruit, huh?
Yep, he's a cannibal.
Huh?
I didn't say anything.
No, I'm sure you...
I said, I'm sure you'd like it.
Oh.
Golova means head in Russian. It's probably called that because the fruit grows to about the size of a human head. It's supposedly pretty good to eat with a uniquely sweet flavor. The fruit itself is fairly large, so you could make a meal out of it. Golovas grow directly off the trunk of the tree. If you're running low on stamina, it might be a good idea to keep an eye on the tree trunks.
Okay. Good to know. I'm getting all sorts of intel. Now, there's another guy. See him right up there in the top right? So we'll be careful with him. But I'm sure we'll be fine. Yo. There's a frog guy up here. Let's see if I can turn the camera to see him, but I guess not. So yeah, let's wait for this guy to get out of the way. Oh, there's another guy up there on the hill. Alright, we'll be extra careful. I like how they have that blinking red light. So, like... be sure to keep away. Alright, yeah. Green frog. Thing on top of the log. You see that? I just saw it. But no time for fun and games. Thermal goggles. Visualizes heat source distribution. Allows one to see in the dark. Consumes battery life. Okay. Thanks for letting me know what thermal goggles are. Oh my gosh. So why does it put me in first person like this? I don't really know. But it keeps happening in like opportune moments. I would rather be able to see the surroundings here. Alright, let's go, let's go. Got more mushrooms. My stamina is slowly starting to go down, but not in any way I should be concerned. Now, there's more to explore, but I want to take the safe way out right now. I'm guessing this is, you know, just like the other games, you can save anywhere, but it's just going to place you basically at the beginning of the level that you entered. So I'm going to go up to this next section here, Dolinovadno. Maybe we can go back if we want to. Take a glance around. I better use R1 to see in first person. That smirk. Am I supposed to do something about that, or? Okay, so first, we save.
You want to save?
Yeah,
Hold on a sec.
thanks. save right here, if you don't mind.
Hey, Snake, have you ever seen Forbidden Planet?
Time to break
No,
open a
can't say I
Belle
have.
V.
It's about this
Strawberry
expedition that
style.
goes to the planet Altair 4 in an ultra-fast spaceship. When they arrive, they meet the survivor of the last expedition, Dr. Morbius. Dr. Morbius was exploring the planet along with his daughter Altera and the versatile Robbie the robot.
Robbie the
Ignoring the doctor's warnings, the expedition team is suddenly attacked by an invisible creature called the Monster from the Id. The special effects they used for the science stuff were really neat. I wish I had a robot like Robbie that could make anything I wanted it to.
Robot like
I'm more interested in that invisible monster. If I were invisible, I wouldn't have to bother hiding or wearing camouflage.
Maybe someday you'll be able to turn invisible.
Yeah, that'll be the day.
He didn't believe him. He doesn't know that in 2025 we have the ability to... Okay, so what do you think? Let's just go back real quick and see that extra corner of the map. Is there anything interesting going on over there? I picked up some good stuff so far. Everybody moves so slow and quiet. You can still hear them. I don't know. I just decided that I don't care.
I think I saw something.
No, I think you're good. Alright. So, there's a beehive here, a wasp nest, I suppose. Not quite a beehive. I should drop on this guy. And two soldiers who are crossing the bridge here. Again, very slowly. Use bees to harass an enemy. Look out, y'all. There they go. And some ointment. Don't worry, bro. I got the ointment. They're gone, huh? Anything else around here for me to interact with? I don't think so. I should just cross the bridge while I can. Let's get out of here. Oh, whoa. Come on. Don't be doing that. Well, it looks great. The sound design here is great. Where'd those guys go? They just ran off. Huh? Cut myself some more mushrooms. Guess I can just carry a bunch of these. Oh, don't do that. Alright, so we got some more guys coming here. Real quick, let me... oh wait, no, not this one. This menu, let's eat some of this food. So yeah, I guess I can have like a bunch of this stuff, but only 3 animals at a time. Said to be edible.
Disgusting.
Barely noticeable stamina recovery. Tasted bad. Alright, good to know. Served my purposes though. My stamina's back to being full. Dude, we got 4 guys now. They all got chased away by the hornets. Luckily, I got so much camo, he can't even see me. Alright, let's move. Maybe they move so slow to give me time so that I can shuffle around. Disgusting. Okay. We're out of sight now, right? Oh, all the way up, please. Rassvet. And that's how we're supposed to pronounce that. Here we go.
Major, I've reached the abandoned factory where Sokolov is supposedly being held. This place is a dump. I can't see Sokolov from here. The security is pretty tight. There are sentries posted around the perimeter. I wonder how many are inside.
Your objective, Sokolov, is inside the factory. They should be holding him in a room in the northeast section.
Northeast section. Got it.
Be careful. Your mission is to bring Sokolov back alive. He must not be exposed to any kind of danger. Do not approach Sokolov while in the alert phase.
Right.
Oh, and one more thing, Snake.
You mean there's more?
What?
No, it's just that when you get to Sokolov, I want you to tell him something from me.
And that is?
Sorry for being so late.
Sorry.
Is that all?
Yes.
Understood. Beginning my approach to the target.
I'm scared, guys. Let's squeeze our way through here. What? Okay. All right. So. Where shall we go? The room is like straight ahead from here, I believe. So much to explore. So many people crawling around, including me. I do be crawling, though. Yes, lots of people here. How are we gonna slip our way in? Going for it.
Oh, I think I saw something.
Huh?
Who's that? What's going on?
I can all see for sure. I mean, I could get out of it, but that's no fun, right? I want to keep sneaking. Shot him. We gotta surprisingly not really losing anything. I'll just die real quickly and then... Dang, a shotgun! Oh, wait. not. I'm trying to die.
Snake, do you read? Snake!
Major.
Snake, are you alright?
Yeah, I'm okay.
You're far from okay. Look at your life gauge. You're on your last leg.
No, I can still...
See?
Snake, this is a solo sneaking mission. Do you know what that means?
Yeah.
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
It means there's no backup, no cavalry. If you're taken out, nobody is there to take your place. Pull out for now and recuperate.
Find a hiding place and get some rest. Your life gauge will gradually recover with time. But the speed of your life gauge recovery depends on the level of your stamina gauge. So get plenty to eat, then get some rest. You hear me? Do you hear me?
I hear you.
Well, I guess that would make more sense than what I'm doing. Well, let's do it once, alright? Let's die and see where it puts us, what happens. But, yeah, theoretically, we probably should just be pulling out. Honestly, a lot of health, though.
Snake, respond! Snake! Snake!
Steak PS dead? What do you think they're trying to tell me? A time paradox, because Snake isn't allowed to die now, or the events of the previous games would have never happened. Yeah, I get it. Got it. All right, let's do this for real. Too fast and get ahead of his field of view. You think he knows there's a snake right there? He doesn't even know there's a snake right here. Now, if I remember correctly, I could be getting this mixed up with another level, but I think this is a very famous level in game design because there's so many ways to infiltrate this little zone, right? But also, I mean, just the way that the game is made to be played, it's so slow, right? It moves so slowly here. So all these little nuances are actually kind of important, and well appreciated. Squeeze our way in here. Now I can hear some other people, but I can't see them. Oh, there's one guy. You know what? I should probably change my camouflage. This is one thing I know they are fixing. I shouldn't say fixing. They're changing in the remake is they're making it so it's a bit easier to just select some camo without having to kind of go into a layered menu system. Just kind of a quick select of camo stuff in the remake, so there's so many sounds, which I kind of enjoy. Alright.
Ooh, and a little mousey. Alright, sorry, but the mouse is more exotic. Is he gonna get eaten by the snake? No, not enough time to find out. I guess we'll shoot you too, just so you don't bother me. I don't have room for either, right? Right. So... in my backpack... No. In the food. In food... which of these shall I eat? These seem to be pretty common.
That's tasty.
That's tasty. Alright, let's get this rat. Now, what's going on in here? Nothing. There's another room. Maybe I can get in there. What was that sound? He must have found some type of animal and killed it. He was spooked by the animal. So yeah, look at this. I can like get up through here somehow. There's a guy out here. Maybe I should be a little careful before I start just banging on the walls. And while I'm here, I'm gonna ask paramedic about this rat.
I see you have a calorie mate.
Calorie mate.
Calorie mate.
The thing you're holding now?
Oh, the little block that looks like a cookie?
Try it, it's pretty good.
Okay. But what is this thing? Never seen anything like it.
Calorie Mate is an energy supplement that contains all the proteins, lipids, vitamins, carbohydrates, and minerals needed for a balanced diet. It's a well-balanced food. Because of that, it's just perfect for giving your body the nutrition it needs in combat.
It sounds like a space-age food.
Real astronaut food is not very good, but that should taste fine.
Yeah, and it'll help balance out all this jungle food I'm eating.
It's easy and quick to eat, so it's perfect when you're running late for an important mission in the morning.
I've never been late for a mission.
Really? Aren't you always keeping people waiting?
What?
It's easy to keep track of your
Kept
calorie
you
intake
waiting,
and receive the nutrition your body needs, so it's good for losing weight, too. All of the geisha girls in Japan use it for watching their calories.
Is that why they're all so slim?
Right. And any diet where you eat nothing at all is bad for the body.
I see. You seem to know a lot about Japan, don't you?
Yes, I love Japan.
That's all she had to say about that. Well, I really called her to talk about the rat. Sorry, I mean, this isn't the most exciting, but that's what I'm here
I see
for.
you caught yourself a rat. The rats in that area are the descendants of wild Norway rats that were domesticated by humans as
Norway
pets and lab
rats.
animals. They're not poisonous, and I don't think they'll attack you, but they're quick little creatures, so you might have a hard time catching one.
Uh-huh. So how do they taste?
Snake?
What?
They're rats.
I know what they are. Do they taste okay?
The guide says they're not that bad.
Good enough for me.
That's what the guide says. Now, what did she expect, okay? I know she doesn't know that the game is called Snake Eater, but like... What's up with this?
Huh?
Oh, uh-oh.
Please stop. HQ.
This is HQ.
Patrol here.
Shot that gun a little too close to him.
No. Commencing alert status.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements. Use extra caution.
Sending reinforcements. Come on. Didn't even do anything. I mean, I definitely did. It was kind of my fault, but... Alright, well, while we're in this caution status, can I, like, shoot this? What was that sound? Oh my gosh. Like, scared of a rat?
in there. You can't get in here. They're too scared to crawl. But yeah, what's up with this square? Maybe I gotta smack it with my knife. I didn't think of that. I should actually try that out. I don't know what's above me, but we'll find out. Nothing. Oh, I just now realized. So these are the live animals I've caught, but all these are like dead animals. Or plants, I guess. Most of these are plants. Okay. Silly, silly me. Should have known that. I'm gonna be wasting my tranquilizer.
Did you hear something?
Yeah, I don't know why Snake feels the need to go. Be a lot more discreet if he didn't do that.
There's nothing here.
All right, let's eat something. Let's eat one of these guys. I bet he's not gonna like the taste of this rat. Well, didn't hate it. What would they say? Not half bad. Awesome. Maybe I'll try it myself someday. I love this. So you can hear. Alright, there's guys above me. I guess I could be using my. So sound waves or object motion. I don't really understand the total of those. Versus this. No, stop it.
What's that sound?
I'm not getting much anything. This says press left stick to emit waves. But when I press left stick, we get nothing. So I'm not sure what's up with that. But yeah, obviously this is like a little delayed, which is kind of the downside.
This is HQ.
We're gonna let these guys leave.
Unable to locate the problem.
Understood. Return to your position.
I think I saw something.
No, you didn't. You didn't see anything. Wasn't really in my
Guess I'm seeing things.
green. So I guess we'll whip that out here. Camouflage. Tiger stripe. And some woodland. So I think I'm gonna need to get out of here, out from under here, and find a way on top of where I'm at, basically. I think that's the room I'm trying to get to, but I could not find a way to like open that, little hatch. I mean, it seems like a hatch, right? But I thought maybe hitting it with a knife would work. That didn't do anything. So maybe I'd have to, like, I don't know, throw a grenade at it or something, but I'm definitely not doing that. Let's find another way. See if we can squeeze our way around this guy. Another frog thing. Let's get up here. Nope. No, stop it. I'm kind of worried about that guy. What's his plan? Oh, uh-oh. Huh? Huh? Oh, shoot.
Who was that? Who's that?
Oh, no. I was trying to be cautious. I was too cautious. How long is this going to last?
Enemy sighted. Requesting backup.
Acknowledged. Sending reinforcements.
I thought they said if there was an enemy, it'd be an international incident. Well, I love to play games like this, like a Ghost, you know? I guess they literally did say that earlier, but...
HQ.
This is HQ.
That's not very possible in a game where you can't save scum. This game's not really about save scumming.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
But, yeah, we gotta get on top of where I'm at right now. This place over here is swarming with dudes. We gotta wait 70 seconds or so before I can squeeze my way back out into the world. There's not anything else here.
What's that sound?
R-rat. I love how you can still see these shell casings that I dropped. But I don't really understand. Earlier they're like, oh yeah, you gotta be a ghost. You can't let anybody know that you've been here. So no footprints and no shell casings. I'm definitely leaving those behind. We all know that, right? Hope it's okay. Okay, so it looks like this battery does recharge when I put it away, right? That's just kind of how it works. Now, what is the best camouflage for where I'm standing right now? Not really that much better. Squares. They just call it squares. A little bit crazy, though. But, looks like I gotta go back there. Oh no! Are you kidding me? That sucks. Oh, that sucks so much. Man. I gotta wait so much longer. Ugh. Alright, how about you guys go take a bathroom break, and I'll just let you know when I'm done. They're like, well, he's under the building, so we can't do anything about it. I've already killed all the little rodents under here. I'm out of stuff to do. Oh my gosh, look at them all standing there waiting for me. Oh, well, great time to drink some Bellevue.
This is HQ.
Astros won. That's too bad. The Astros stink.
The enemy is still nearby. Pursue
Sorry if
and
that
engage him.
loses some fans, but I just can't stand the Astros. I do not stand for what they stand for.
We are on separate ends of the ideological spectrum. What else is going on? My gamer's thumb is feeling okay. It was really sore yesterday, and I have like no idea why. I went on a walk and I carried a water bottle, and I wonder if it was just because I was like kind of hyperextending my thumb around the water bottle for the whole walk. But otherwise, I don't really know. It's not my dominant hand, so I don't really know why my non-dominant hand would be sore in the thumb. I guess I use this. I don't know. Oh, if I use my phone, I guess I do use my left hand. I guess I probably use both hands, but my left hand maybe more than the other. There's no way I injured my thumb by scrolling too much on my phone. That's just, if that's the life I'm living, that's a bad sign. That's not good at all. So we'll just assume that's not the case. But, you know, in terms of me playing here, it's not really a problem. Anything else really to share? I'm playing with the DualSense. I kind of thought about busting out the DualShock 3 to play, because it's classic. It's cool. I really love how the PlayStation 2, the PlayStation 1, 2, and 3 all share basically the same DualShock configuration. They have some slight changes. Obviously, the DualShock 3, you know, it's got gyro and it's wireless, but otherwise, like physically, it's identically the same. You know, it looks identical. But you gotta admit, the DualShock 4 and the DualSense, they both are ergonomically just much more comfortable. So I'm playing with the DualSense right now.
This is HQ.
It's good for my hands. I've got somewhat large hands.
Understood. Return to your position.
All right, let's try this again. This freaking guy giving me so much trouble. All right, I forgot. I camouflage. We gotta change the camouflage. Leaf. Let's go leaf. Camouflage index of 90% or more. Alright, so there is another guy, like, up here. Oh, shush. Oh, no,
Who's that?
why is he stuck? He's, like, stuck on the geometry. That's no fair.
This is HQ.
I don't understand why I get stuck. It's happened to me a couple times. I'm crawling around on the ground and my foot gets stuck on something, so I stop moving, but that was the first time it actually got me in trouble. But, guys, this is getting a little exhausting. Okay. Oh, uh-oh. I didn't realize they could poke their little gun down here. Alright. I better squeeze. Oh my gosh, what was that? Alright, I think I'm pretty good here. Should probably put on some slightly better camouflage just to help things, but... Okay. That was the first time I saw them poke their guns down here. So I guess I shouldn't make fun of them for not checking under the building. You know, in the last game, they made this whole big show about how, like, enemies would, they would clear rooms, like, as a unit, right? But again, that...
This is HQ.
Oh, go ahead, HQ.
Patrol here. We've lost sight of the enemy. Commence alert formation.
Acknowledged. The enemy is still nearby. Pursue and engage him.
Yeah, they would, clear rooms. It's like a whole big unit, and it was very like military focused, you know, the way that it would work. Very fixated on being realistic. And that game was supposed to take place, you know, more in like present day, right? In modern, a modern setting. Whereas this is like more in the jungle. We've got, you know, a ruined structure here, but not really the same type of focus, right? But, I mean, I don't know. Are they still, you think they're still clearing rooms, like a squad? The big thing, though, I remember is not just that they, you know, did that, but, like, they made a whole big show about, like, when they were clearing rooms, you would get a little view of, like almost like a security camera view of them clearing the room, which you don't otherwise ever see in that game or the previous game. So it felt very showy, like, oh, just so you know, like, check this out, they're actually clearing the room like they would in real life. And you're like, yeah, okay. It's neat, for sure, but it's almost more to put on a show, right? Which, generally speaking, is the easiest way to impress gamers, I think, is doing stuff like that. You hear about games that have like great AI. This game had awesome AI, but the AI of those non-player characters in that game is just you know, them saying stuff out loud, you know, kind of acknowledging, you know, oh, he must have gone over here, and you're like, whoa, how did he know I went over here, right? So many games are probably acting on that intelligence already, but they're the games that specifically communicate it to you. That's what makes you think, oh, that game's really smart.
HQ.
That game has great AI.
This is HQ.
Patrol here.
We failed again.
Locate the problem.
Understood. Return to your position.
Okay. What the flip do I do? Jiminy.
Huh? I hear footsteps.
You didn't see anything. Ooh. He's not gonna check under here, is he?
Nobody here.
Alright, so here's the thing. I'm trying to do this without taking anybody out, because they kind of said that earlier, like, oh, you know, we don't want to alert the enemy to our presence, but I kind of feel like we're gonna have to do that, you know? Just don't really know any other way. What's this guy's deal? I got places to go, man. I guess it's really just these two I gotta watch out for. So is this the same guy that was heckling? Oh my.
Who's that?
Whew. Close one.
Nobody here.
Please stop doing that. Please stop doing that. I need this dude to turn around. Please. It's about to be too late for him.
Alright. This is my only chance.
Who's that?
What? Oh, I couldn't figure out how to climb on top of the crate.
This is HQ.
Oh, this is so disappointing. Dude, I've been like crawling around this building for what feels like an hour. Oh, man. I'm running out of amusing anecdotes to share. Ugh. Oh, why could I not climb on top of that thing? I don't know, would it have mattered? Someone would have seen me anyway. I'm gonna have to start killing these people, dude. Ain't no way around it. But let's wait for this first. Well, anything else to share? Not really. I used to think this was my favorite Metal Gear game.
Patrol here.
Now I'm not so sure. No,
Pursue and engage him.
always really liked the camo mechanic in this game. And I've only ever played the Subsistence version, the HD remaster is the first way that I played the game, so I've only ever played with the third-person camera. And I found that to be just a lot more enjoyable. Those two things put together just made stealth more fun. The story is also more straightforward-ish. I mean, come on, guys. It's still a Metal Gear Solid game, so the story is still going to be crazy ridiculous with so many wacky twists and turns. But it's not really like the last game, which was like so meta, you know? But I do think that, you know, because of that, the last game has like a much more like profound and interesting message, and this game doesn't really, from what I remember. It's just more straightforward. But I love like it's a completely different setting, not just, you know, time-wise, but yeah, the physical place is totally different. Whereas Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2 feel quite similar, even though they are, you know, they take place in different places, but still kind of the same shtick. But yeah, I don't know. I've played all of these relatively quickly, like back to back. Not like within like a month or something like that, you know, but I did just play like one after the other at my own pace and with, you know, some time in between, but all probably within like the same year. So by the time I got to Metal Gear Solid 4, I was like, all right, let's keep this going. And then Peace Walker, I just fell off and I never did finish.
HQ.
This is HQ.
Patrol. Unable to locate the drone.
Understood. Return to your
So,
position.
yeah. I'm really excited to spend some more time and kind of luxuriate in some of that more. Alright. One guy down. Let's see how long he lasts. Where's our other guy? He's very slowly making his way over here. So let's see, is that guy, that guard there, is he gonna notice that this guy's passed out?
doesn't seem that pressed about it, does he? Thank heavens he didn't hear that. And one more. Just for the heck of it. Alright. We did it. Let's not screw this up. Can't open these lockers, doesn't look like. Anybody in here? Still got the monocle. The monocle is still intact.
You must be Sokolov.
Are you one of Volgin's men? You'll never get it from me.
No. I'm a CIA agent. I've come to escort you back to the other side of the Iron Curtain.
You're CIA?
Yeah. I was sent by Major Zero, the man who got you out 2 years ago.
Zero?
I have a message from him.
What is it?
He said to tell you sorry for being so late.
Did he now?
How rude.
What does it mean?
It means he's a man of his word.
True dat.
But we've got no time for this. You have to get me out of here before they arrive.
Who's they?
Colonel Volgin of GRU.
What do you mean, who's
You in the
they?
West know him as Thunderbolt.
Thunderbolt Ross?
Thunderbolt?
Ross?
Never heard of him.
He's a member of the Army's extremist faction, a man who seeks to seize control of the motherland. Ever since the Cuban Missile Crisis 2 years ago, Khrushchev has been pursuing a policy of peaceful coexistence with the West. Despite resistance and criticism from hawks in the army and the provincial authorities, Khrushchev has managed to suppress the opposition so far. But the failure of his agricultural policies has put him in a precarious position. And on top of that, the tragedy last November.
President Kennedy's assassination.
Precisely. In a sense, Khrushchev has lost his biggest partner, and his power base is rapidly crumbling away. A certain group is plotting to use this opportunity to seize power by rallying the anti-government forces, overthrowing Khrushchev, and installing Brezhnev and Kosygin in his place. The mastermind behind this plot is Colonel Volgin of the GRU. He has control over another secret weapons research facility much like this one, OKB-812, known as the Granin Design Bureau, and is using it to further his plans. But that is not enough to satisfy him. Now he's plotting to seize the secret weapon I have been developing here and use it as leverage in his bid for power.
Okay. Sure. I
The
believe you.
intelligence says that they are going to make their move during the test.
Then, the soldiers outside.
Exactly. They wouldn't need that many men just to keep me inside. Their orders were to prevent Colonel Volgin from capturing me.
Luckily, I'm here to capture you
Even
instead.
if it meant killing me in the process, or so it would seem.
So it would seem. Okay. Well,
Volgin will come.
okay.
I'm sure of it.
Let's get out of
You
here.
must get me out of here before then.
yeah, I'm working on it. You know, let's
Leave it to me.
let's go.
By the way, your Russian is superb.
Not speaking Russian.
Where did you learn to speak it?
From my mentor.
Is that so?
Dude, his
America's truly a frightening country.
Having second thoughts.
No.
No.
I have no love for this place. Let's go.
Can we go? Okay, now let's go. Oh, I mean, wait. First, I gotta make a phone call.
Major, this is Snake.
Volgan's trying to make me
Sokolov
leave,
is
but-
safe with me.
I mean,
he's doing
Sokolov.
fine. No injuries.
Good work, Snake. Now hurry up and get Sokolov to the recovery point. We'll rendezvous with you there.
Roger.
What about the
Roger.
sentries?
I managed to get past them.
I see.
What about the boss?
We lost contact with the boss some time ago.
What happened?
It's probably just a weak signal. Just hurry and get Sokolov out of there.
Probably just a weak signal. I don't know. She is in a submarine in the Arctic. Okay. This like leather jacket, dude. Oh. Snake, where's your silencer? He's practicing CQC himself. It's like, bro, what are you doing? He's like Dragon Balling. I saw that. I saw that. Did anybody else see that? You guys see this? I see this. Are you seeing that right now?
Freeze!
Snake, he's so green. Oh, what? Huh? I'm sure he'll find a way out of this.
So this is the legendary boss.
The grand reveal.
Huh? We meet at last.
You're from the Ocelot unit of Spetsnaz. What's a GRU soldier doing here?
Soldier?
Soldier?
He's the Ocelot commander.
That's Major Ocelot to you. And don't you forget it.
Let's go.
Sokolov is ours.
Ocelot in the
Get outta here.
house.
And Ocelot never lets his prey escape.
What?
Huh? Oh. Now, come on. None of them even bothered attempting to fire at him during that ordeal. I'm sure they were shocked, but... No, That's the revolver Ocelot we know. Rip. Sorry, man.
I can't say it feels good to kill a comrade, even if
Actually,
it is for the GRU.
Kinda sucked.
Sokolov, take cover.
Get the hell out of here, man. He's still such a showboat, even back then.
Huh. You're not the boss, are you?
You wish.
Cooperatives!
Cooperatives?
What is that stance?
Bro, you don't know your CQC?
Huh. That gun.
Let's all laugh.
If you're not the boss, then die.
Oh. Awkward. It's CQC, Ocelot. Oh, dude, he's about to teabag him.
Major!
Oh, what do we do about that?
Shoot the other one!
Who, me?
Whoa!
Okay, that's not how you shoot. Oh, nice. They're not shooting. Like, come on. Even just a little bit of shooting? As a treat? Yeah, there you go. Yeah, yeah. Huh? You don't want to get tranquilized, do you? What? You'll be alright.
Ha!
That's right. That's right. Impossible.
You ejected the first bullet by hand, didn't you? I see what you were trying to do. But testing a technique you've only heard about in the middle of battle wasn't very smart. You were asking to have your gun jam on you. Besides, I don't think you're cut out for an automatic in the first place. You tend to twist your elbow to absorb the recoil. That's more of a revolver technique.
Dude, this game is gonna be full of
dog!
Heart attack. I don't know what happened.
But that was some fancy shooting. You're pretty good.
Another great line. You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
I am an ocelot! So what do you think happened there? Did he pass out? Did he give up? Is he in shock that he was bested? Did he get, like, throat chopped or something? Time to call Major. Dad, what do I do now?
Major, do you read me?
I read you. Snake, you all right?
I've run into a few snags. These guys were after Sokolov, too. Apparently, they were taking orders from a GRU colonel named Volgan.
A GRU colonel?
Part of an internal Soviet power struggle, according to Sokolov.
I don't know.
Something between the KGB and GRU. Between Khrushchev's supporters and Volgan's.
I'm gonna be honest, I was not
Sokolov was
paying
being
attention.
guarded by the KGB and hunted by GRU? Snake, it sounds like this could be even hotter than Cuba.
Hotter than Cuba.
I don't like it. Something about the whole thing stinks.
I agree. You'd better hurry.
Sokolov ran off by himself, but I'll catch up to him.
I'll figure it
We're
out.
counting on you.
Right. Ocelot has been submitted. All right. Well, it took me a long time to get here, but we made it. Shotgun. Picked up a shotgun. Anything else I should be grabbing while I'm around here? Everybody's passed out. Bullets and silencers. Not really bullets, the tranquilizer darts. Whee! Can I drag bodies around? Oh yeah. What did I get? A mouse trap. Okay. These guys, like, aren't gonna wake up, right? I like how some of these have been tranked and some of them haven't. This guy's obviously dead. Matches what happened in the cutscene, as opposed to them all just, like, being knocked out. But I don't think anybody else is gonna have anything interesting, huh?
Doesn't seem like it. Okay. Anything else I should be picking up while I'm here? Yeah, let's figure this out, okay? So it's not any button I press, but I have to keep just pushing forward against it. And if I'm like crouched or whatever, it's not going to happen. But yeah, it's not a button. Pressing triangle doesn't do anything. So I just have to keep running forward and eventually I climb up. I just got to make sure that never happens again. But here I can press triangle to climb up these. I guess we can take this off. Huh? Let's grab this guy. What kind of bird do you think he is? Like a crow? Well, I guess I have to eat one of these animals. What do we want to try next? Rat, we've already tried the rat. Taste unknown, possibly edible, said to be edible. Let's try this guy. Like, what's the point of keeping these?
Gross.
He did not like that. Bird E. So what kind of bird is this? Sunda whistling thrush. Okay. We'll ask about it later. Anything in here? Yeah, so it doesn't seem like I can open these lockers. Oh, I can open this locker. And there's nothing in it. But this would be the perfect place to, like, hide something interesting, you know, to reward you for going back to check it out. You know, that's fine. Don't need a reward, okay? I'll keep playing the game. Reward or no. Yeah, I didn't get to explore any of this stuff. Probably put the sonar away. Let the battery charge. Ooh, a ladder. Okay. What's up here? Oh, excuse me. Come on, man. He's got his little ocelot paws out. Alright, so these are all the same bird, right? Scram. I don't see anything interesting up here. Whoa. Alright. Glad that didn't hurt me. I wasn't anticipating doing that. Anything else? Before I leave. See anything else to interact with? These light shafts look good. I mean, this whole game just looks quite good, but that's no surprise. Yeah, I don't see anything else. I was kind of curious about that frog, though. Let's look at that frog over there. That doesn't look like I can, like, shoot him or anything. Yeah, you hear that, like, metal swinging? Yeah. I don't know what that is. Alright, let's get out of here. Actually, real quick, I am going to call, I want to ask about this bird.
I see you've caught yourself a Sunda whistling thrush.
Sunda.
The Sunda whistling thrush is a bird native to Java and Sumatra. It's distinguished by its large blue body and long beak. It really stands out in the forest.
Got it. So...
How does it taste?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You don't know?
The guide doesn't say. I guess there's no reason you couldn't eat them.
Only one way to find out.
I see.
But it's nice and plump, so I'm sure it'd make a hearty meal.
That's a good point.
All right. Well, I do need some more. I need some more stamina, so let's eat some more animals. Let's see. I guess we'll eat the ones that already tried. Yeah, he kind of likes the rat. I would not personally. I don't think I would find that very good. I don't know.
I can't say. I haven't had rat. So it's just an assumption. He's too scared to turn around.
You okay? Those men were from the Ocelot unit.
Spetsnaz?
Yes. The best crew has to offer. They're coming for me.
I took care of them. Don't worry about it, man.
I'm finished.
Calm down. I'll get you out of here, I promise. And we've got some of the best backup we could ask for.
Look.
Uh-oh.
That's what they were making you build?
Yes. The Shagohod.
Not a Shagohod.
The treading behemoth. A tank capable of launching nuclear IRBM.
It can launch nuclear missiles from that kind of terrain?
Oh, yes. And without support from friendly units.
A nuclear-equipped tank capable of operating solo.
Looks so futuristic.
Is that thing finished?
No, this is only the end of Phase 1. It won't be truly finished until we complete Phase 2.
Oh, okay.
Phase 2.
So we're good.
The weapon's true form. If it is completed and the Colonel gets his hands on it, it will mean the end of the Cold War.
The end of the Cold War?
In a bad way,
Yes.
explicitly.
And then the Age of Fear will truly begin.
Gold
War.
I had no choice but to cooperate. I didn't want to die.
I would have rather
to
died.
see my wife and child again in America. Please, take me to America. Quickly.
I'm on it.
They
I'll get
cannot
right on that.
complete it without my help.
Got it. Let's go.
Okay, here we go. We can move a little quicker than that, if I'm being honest. We don't... Like, I would say double time. Whatever you're doing, just twice that speed will be fine. Alright, you should not be looking at... What's wrong with you? If you're, like, scared of heights, I would not be looking over the edge. You should just know not to do that. But that's fine. Keep it up.
Uh-huh.
Boss? You here to help extract, boss?
Boss?
I thought you were in this Antarctic submarine. Actually, it was just an Arctic submarine. So maybe she did just hop off the submarine and waltz over here.
Good work, Jack.
What are you doing here?
Sokolov comes with me.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Man, I hate when this happens.
Hornets!
Yoink! Fade to black.
My friends,
Is this good or bad?
let us fight together again.
I have waited long for this day.
Long for this day.
We will fight with you once more. Welcome back, boss.
Now that all 5 of us are together, it's time we go to the depths of hell itself.
Yeah?
It's raining blood. Is he crying?
Boss, we gotta go! Hey, there's the man of the... Well, actually, there's been several men of the...
Kuwabara.
Kuwabara.
Ah, what a joyful scene.
Yeah?
Colonel Vogan.
Welcome to my country. And to my unit.
Thanks, man.
Boss, what is this?
I'm defecting to the Soviet Union. Sokolov is a little gift from my new hosts.
Recoilless nuclear warheads.
Thanks, man.
These will make a fine gift for me.
This can't be happening.
Who is he? Another one of your disciples?
Don't be so mean to him, okay?
Are we taking him with us?
He's green.
No, this one is still just a child. Too pure for us Cobras. He has not yet found an emotion to carry into battle.
What are you talking about?
Think you can pull the trigger?
Ow.
Huh?
Oh? Oh, man. Yeah, we got this. Don't worry. Ow, 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 ow.
He's seen my face. We can't let him live.
Electro.
If Khrushchev finds out about this, we're finished.
Oh, that's who we're worried about?
He must die.
Wolverine claws, but bullets.
Wait.
What?
He's my apprentice. I'll take care of him. Jack, you can't come with us.
You can't sit with us. Sorry, babes. Wow, way to yield. Pathetic. Dude, if I had the physical strength to just one-handed throw someone off a bridge.
The new blood has been rejected.
Astute observation, sir.
Are we done here?
Now, onto Sokolov's research facility.
Shagohod is ours.
Sure, yeah. Whatever. Shagohod
Drift
is
away.
ours.
My place is with them now.
Okay, kids, let's go. Oh, talk about a bad hangover, man. I got bad news, boss. Oh.
Snake, can you hear me?
Yeah. Just barely.
Snake, listen to me. You need emergency medical treatment. Can you move?
Hey, how can you tell?
You've got to get those wounds treated. Hang in there. All right, let's get you fixed up. Paramedic?
Okay, Snake. Just relax and it'll all be over before you know it.
She's
Stay
got
with
nano
me.
machine?
I've seen people in worse shape before. Think you can handle it?
Major. The boss. She's defected.
We'll talk about that later. First, we've got to get you patched up.
Okay, here we go. First,
Okay,
open the
here we go.
survival viewer with the start button. If you select cure, you can start the treatment. Healing is divided into treatment using medicine with the item window button and surgical treatment using the weapon window button. Your injuries include a fractured left elbow and rib bone, and lacerations on your upper arms, right elbow, and abdomen. They need to be fixed using surgical treatment.
Okay.
Move the healing cursor with the left stick to the affected part of your body. Once you've selected the affected area, hold the weapon window button and use the left stick to select the medical item, and then press the enter button. With this method, you can use items to help your recovery process. To treat a bone fracture, first secure the affected area with a fastener and then wrap it in bandages. That should do it. For lacerations, you'll need disinfectant to clean the wound, sutures to stitch it up, styptic to slow the flow of blood, and bandages to wrap the wound.
All right, hang on. Should I be writing this
If you do
down?
everything I mentioned, the wound should heal completely. Understood?
Yeah.
Stay with me. Go into the survival viewer and treat those wounds.
Treat those wounds. So yeah, I think you're right. Normally a professional would have to operate this menu, but look at him laying there suffering, poor guy. And he's all hunched over. He looks sad. They shrunk his shoulders, made him look soft. Okay, surgery. What's going on here? We got lots going on. Cut, cut, cut. Broken bone. Removing bullets and arrows? No. Treating cuts? No. Burns, cuts, gunshot wounds, broken bones. Splint. Helping them heal. Cuts. Gunshot wounds. Burn treatment. Leeches. Alright, so what do we think? We need a splint. And then a bandage. Alright, we're getting somewhere. Cut. Another broken bone, so another splint. And another bandage. And the rest of these are all just cuts. So they need to be disinfected. Disinfect. Stop the bleeding. And then bandaged up or sutured. And then bandaged. I guess all of them. Alright. Disinfect. Styptic. What do you think comes first? Not that it really matters, but if I was doing this in real life, maybe I would suture and then use the styptic and then bandage. But definitely disinfect first. Suture things up. Styptic to stop the bleeding and then bandage. One more. Disinfect. Suture kit. Styptic. Bandage. We did it! Oh. Man, that was harder than Trauma Center. Where do you find that? Yikes. You did it. Alright. Well, I'm sure you'll be fine now.
Dude, in the future, I bet doctors will be using menus like that. Maybe that's what they were saying. Well, in the 60s, that was futuristic, but today it's just commonplace. This is just everyday life.
Good job, Snake.
We're coming to get you now. Just stay where you are. We'll drop a recovery balloon. Can you set it up?
No, I can still do the mission, I swear. Oh. Alright, now what is up with these goofy first-person interactions in these cutscenes? They're rarely interesting. That's all just for me? Yeah, wait a minute.
Shagohod.
Shagohod! They're gonna drop it on the snake. Dunk. Think they can really see each other? So she was like instructed to kill him, but then just kind of threw him off a bridge to maybe hope that he lives. And Ocelot's here. It's like a cartoon character. He's gonna start like licking the thing.
Excellent. A great success. Thanks to the boss and her cobras, I have both Sokolov and the Shagohod.
Something up?
What are we going to do with the girl?
Who is she?
Apparently she's Sokolov's woman.
She's a nice catch. I'll take her.
That's an option?
Not so fast, my dear.
Not a lifesaver guy?
A kiss of death?
Are you KGB?
We may be able to use her. She has spunk.
Shall we take her back to the base?
Perhaps we should. We have no further use for Sokolov's research facility. I think it's time I gave this marvelous new toy a try.
Colonel, even if they are our enemies, they're still our countrymen.
But it won't be me that pulled the trigger. It'll be our friend, the American defector.
You're going to nuke your fellow Russians?
Remember the Alamo.
Colonel!
Ooh, a direct hit. Dude, I got bad news for your life expectancy. If you felt that, saw that, in the vicinity of that. Don't like the look of that at all. Should I save? You know what? Why not? Let's make a save. Okay, now what? This is what it's all about.
What a thrill, with darkness and silence through the night. What a thrill. I'm searching and I'll melt into you. What a fear in my heart, but you're so supreme. I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
We're gonna go to town.
Someday you go through the rain, and someday you'll feed on a tree frog. It's ordeal, the trial to survive. For the day we see new light, I give my life, not for honor, but for you. In my time, there'll be no one else. Crime, it's the way I fly to you. I'm still in a dream, snake eater. I'm still in a dream, snake eater.
You know, it took so much to just hold my tongue that whole time. I wanted to sing along, I wanted to jive, but I had to let everybody else get to experience it on their own. Oh,
Currently
so
flying over
great.
the Arctic
All right.
Ocean, altitude 30,000 feet, approaching Soviet airspace. Arriving at the designated drone launch point.
I recognize this voice.
Drone oil pressure and voltage are nominal. Payload oxygen supply is nominal. Power supply to payload antifreeze system shows no problems. No gusts. All systems go for drone detachment.
Snake, we can't risk a halo jump this time around. Airspace security has gotten tighter since we were last here. We can't get as close to the ground as we did during the Virtuous Mission. So instead, we'll be using one of our newest weapons. Snake, you're being given an honor on par with Alan Shepard. This is our last chance. Show your patriotism. If you fail, you'll be back in a hospital bed again.
You were
waiting
not
for the
patriotic
final
enough.
So how does it feel to be a patient in one of the most advanced ICUs in the world?
Would you do me a favor and tell the suits about visiting hours? I'll never get better with them assaulting me day and night with their questions.
Must be part of the top brass's inquiry.
More like an interrogation. According to them, I'm a traitor and an accomplice to the boss's defection.
They're just looking for a scapegoat.
They're just
Does that mean they're after you, too?
Let's just say neither one of us is going to be made a national hero out of this.
Does this mean Fox is going to die?
Ooh, Fox
No.
die.
This
Remember
fox is
from-
still one step ahead of the hounds.
Aha.
The reason I came to see you today, Jack, it's time for Fox to clear its name.
What are you talking about?
The situation has changed. We've still got a chance to come out of this one alive.
Yeah, what kind of chance?
Yeah.
Don't get too excited. Here, have a cigar. It's Cuban.
Oh, very funny.
This morning, I had a meeting with the CIA.
They decided when they're going to execute us?
No. Something even bigger.
Worse than that.
Yesterday, the White House received an unexpected call.
A call from God.
President Johnson? Yes, I hear you, Mr. Chairman.
It was a hotline call from Khrushchev to President
The
Johnson.
real
From the head
President
of the
Johnson.
Soviet Union?
That's right.
A few days ago, one of our country's main design bureaus, OKB 754, was destroyed in a nuclear explosion. At about the same time, our anti-aircraft radar picked up a signature that appeared to come from one of your military aircraft. Does any of this sound familiar to you? In retaliation, I
Only the
have
president.
placed our armed forces on secondary alert. Depending on your response, I may be left with no choice but to order the military to maximum alert and unleash Armageddon.
What do you think?
With the help
Armageddon?
of your
Yay?
predecessor,
Nay?
I was able to survive the Cuban incident. But my power is not as great as it once was. If I am to survive this crisis, I must have your full cooperation.
I should have contacted you myself. Did you know that one of our soldiers defected to your country a week ago?
No.
So you haven't heard then. The man who arranged the defection was a GRU colonel by the name of Yevgeny Borosovich Volgin.
Volgin, of the Brezhnev faction.
I hate that guy.
Go on. Who is the soldier?
Her name is the Boss.
The Boss.
She's a living legend. During World War II, she was the one who led us to victory in that war. In Russia, you know her as Voyevoda.
You mean the boss? The mother of your special forces?
Yeah,
Wait a minute,
that's
I
the
have
one.
heard of the Boss.
And she took 2 miniature nuclear shells along with her.
The boss took 2 miniature nuclear shells.
I'm afraid so. I believe they were a gift for her new hosts. The Davy Crockett Atomic Battle Group delivery system was completed 2 years ago. But serious problems were found with the launcher's range and precision. Although they were mass-produced, they've never been deployed in battle.
We made like 1 million of them,
But Sokolov's
I swear we weren't going to use them.
was completely wiped out. The whole area is polluted.
I can only offer you my deepest condolences over this terrible tragedy.
I'm super sorry.
The boss, with Colonel Volgin's help, stole 2 experimental nuclear shells and took them with her as gift when she defected. Then, shortly thereafter, Sokolov's design lab, a top-secret military research facility, was destroyed by one of these weapons. Am I right so far?
Yes, that's correct.
This is
And
a real
the
actual
American
conversation.
government
That
denies any involvement in the affair. Is that right as well?
That's correct. We were not involved in any way.
Then what was a U.S. military aircraft doing on our radar screen? It was clearly in violation of our airspace. And yet you say it was not acting under your orders.
That's correct.
Yep.
You expect me to believe that this was all the work of a single soldier?
The Boss.
I don't know what else to tell you.
It's in her name.
The Army insists that this is all a ploy on your part.
I've said it once and I'll say it again. Our government had nothing to do with it.
And I would like dearly to believe you. However, I'm afraid my power over the military has weakened since the Cuban incident. I will need some kind of proof that this was not the action of the American government.
Okay.
You
I'll get
have
right on that.
1 week.
1 week?
You must catch the boss yourselves and recover the remaining nuclear device. Then, you must find some way to prove your innocence.
Prove our innocence?
Yes, preferably something painful. Prove to me that this is not merely another one of your tricks.
The boss should be close to Colonel Volgin. How about a little co-action?
I would not expect too much if I were you. The political situation here is unstable. And Colonel Volgin is a member of the Brezhnev faction, which seeks to topple my government. 1 week. You have only 1 week, and if it is not too much to ask, do something about Volgin as well.
What is that supposed to mean?
Nothing. It means nothing. Call it a modest
Forget I said
gentleman's agreement to ensure our continued relationship.
What if we can't prove our innocence?
Then I will be
Armageddon.
unable to
Sorry,
restrain
bro.
the military. I will be
Armageddon.
ousted, and they will seek their revenge.
A nuclear attack on the United States?
I don't know, man. I won't be in power anymore.
Leave the disposal of this situation entirely to your discretion, Mr. President.
Imagine getting a quest
Disposal.
hand delivered from Khrushchev.
If you fail, it will mean the beginning of a new world war.
To put it simply, in order to avoid a full-scale nuclear conflict, we have to
gotta
prove
go back.
that America was not involved in that explosion.
Sorry, you gotta go back.
And eliminating the boss ourselves will prove America's innocence?
Right.
I guess.
The higher-ups have decided that you're the only one capable of pulling this off. You were her last apprentice. Screw this one up, and we'll both be 6 feet under. There's no choice.
Even though you're already kind of screwed, but screw it up more and you'll be more screwed.
Are the Russians going to be helping us?
The KGB has promised to lend us one of their communications satellites so that you and I can talk to each other.
Cozy.
That's it?
They've also put us in touch with a couple of insiders.
Insiders?
There was a defection in September 1960.
Look at this effect.
You remember it?
You mean the 2 NSA codebreakers who went over to the Soviet Union?
Yup.
Precisely. Since then, they've apparently been training with the KGB for exactly this kind of situation. Their code names are Adam and Eva. I've been told that Adam has infiltrated Volgin's ranks. We've also arranged for him to provide you with an escape route. You'll need to rendezvous with him when you get there.
Control. Unidentified aircraft detected. Altitude 30,000 feet. It's fast. Estimated airspeed exceeding Mach 3. Bearing south. I'm about to lose it.
Nice work, Snake. Nice, like, flying spaceships and stuff, dude. They really jumped the shark with this one. That wasn't supposed to happen, no! Not as epic as the last one, but it's still pretty epic. That was pretty awesome. I mean, same stance and everything. That's pretty impressive. Well, time to phone home. Well,
All right, now time to phone up.
This is Snake.
Dad?
Do you read me?
Loud and clear. Glad to see you landed safely.
I got blown pretty far off target.
Snake, let's go over your mission objectives one more time. Rescue Sokolov. Find out what's happened to the Shagohod, then destroy it.
And blow it up.
And finally, eliminate the boss.
Eliminate the boss.
This mission will be codenamed Operation Snake Eater.
Because I'll be taking on the boss in our Cobra unit, right?
Don't forget about Colonel
Don't
Volker.
think too hard
I'm
about
not a hired killer.
I know, but
He's
that
an
was the
optional
Kremlin's
objective.
demand.
Demand? You mean it wasn't just a request? What's it to us if the Khrushchev regime is threatened by the colonel and his faction?
If supporting the current regime helps us avoid a nuclear exchange, then that's what we'll do.
And
that
what are the
sound good to you?
CIA's demands?
Our priorities are the rescue of Sokolov and the destruction of the Shagohod.
Roger that, Major Tom.
Hold on, Snake.
No,
What now?
no.
I'm changing my codename. It turns out Tom wasn't the most auspicious choice.
What do you mean?
Well, the truth is, when I chose my codename, I picked the wrong one.
The wrong one?
Yeah, there's
Did
this
you ever
whole
see the movie
David
The Great
Bowie
Escape?
song about
Came out last year.
Oh, must have missed that one.
Anyway, it's based on a true story about
Anyway.
prisoners who escaped from a POW camp in Nazi Germany. The prisoners dig 3 tunnels as part of their plan, but the Nazis find 2 of the tunnels before they're finished. The prisoners succeed in escaping by using the last remaining tunnel.
Spoiler.
The names of those 3 tunnels were Dick, Harry, and Tom.
I get it. You used the name of the tunnel they escaped in as your code name because you thought it would bring you good luck.
Yes, that's exactly right. At least, that was the plan.
I really
But-
hoped it would have worked.
But I got the name wrong. The one they escaped in was Harry.
Ooh,
Tom was one of the
ouch.
unlucky tunnels. It was discovered by the Nazis before it was finished. I watched the movie again just to make sure. In fact, I even ordered the actual film from the movie company.
The movie
Yeah,
company.
it doesn't sound like the greatest name to use. So what should I call you?
You know, let's just
Major
use
Harry.
0, like we've been doing all along.
Okay.
All right, then. Major Zero it is. We'll start over from square one.
From square 0. My frequency is 140.85.
140.
I almost forgot. Paramedic is with us again on this mission.
Oh, she
Is
didn't
this her
get
last
strung up in
chance, too?
town square.
If we fail, she'll have her medical license revoked.
Her parents
More
will
or
be
less
killed.
The same kind of fate. Her frequency is the same as during the Virtuous Mission, 145.73.
Okay, great.
She'll be recording your mission data as well, just like the last time. That frequency is also the same, 140.96. And there's one more person on your support team. His name is Mr. Sigint. He's an expert on the latest in
Sigint.
weapons and equipment technology. You'll be going up against some of the world's most advanced weaponry when you infiltrate the research facility. If you have any questions, just ask him. His frequency is 148.41.
Mr. Sigint. Got it.
Got it.
Adam, your KGB contact, is waiting for you at the abandoned factory up ahead.
The same factory Sokolov was being held in last week.
Yes, meet up with Adam first.
yeah.
He's cleared the way for you to rescue Sokolov.
How will I know this Adam guy when I see him?
You'll know once you reach the factory. The whole area's been polluted by the fallout from that nuclear blast. No one else would dare come close. The password is, "Who are the Patriots?" and "Lali Lule Lo."
Lali Lule.
Oh.
Gotcha.
You've been equipped with a 45 for this mission. Be careful, it's
He
noisy.
doesn't know
I
the
thought
phrase
standard
comes with a lot
Fox
of
procedure
baggage.
was procure on-site weapons acquisition.
The circumstances are different this time. You're now on an official mission for the United States government. It would be necessary to make your presence known to a certain extent, to the Khrushchev regime at the very least. But remember, this is still a sneaking mission. Snake, if you fail this mission, it will mean an all-out nuclear war. Keep that in mind and proceed with extreme caution.
Kind of like last
Understood.
time, but for real this
Commencing
time.
Operation Snake Eater.
All right. After so much toil, we're finally back. Gaming action. But first, I do have to call my new teammates. Don't you think?
Paramedic.
Snake, it's so good to hear from you
Oh,
again.
good.
Same here. It's been a week, hasn't it?
4 days, actually.
Huh?
I visited you in the hospital. You were still unconscious, though.
Then you must have seen me naked.
Yeah,
Come on,
but you were all wrapped up in bandages and tubes, so I couldn't do anything but look.
Better luck next time.
Let's hope so. But
Shame.
seriously,
For shame.
don't forget that you were like that until just yesterday. In fact, you really shouldn't even be on this mission. Keep an eye on your stamina gauge. If you start to run low, don't push yourself. Eat something to replenish your stamina. And try not to get yourself hurt. If you're wounded or get bitten by a venomous animal, go into the survival viewer immediately and treat yourself using cure.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah. I can see you still know how to nag.
You're welcome. And I can see you still don't know when to keep your mouth shut.
Amen.
Maybe so. By the way, I heard you're going to lose your medical license if this mission
By the way, I
fails.
heard you're screwed.
Yes, there was talk of that, but the mission won't fail, will it?
Of course not.
Of course not.
Good. I believe in you. But you know what? I really don't care about my medical license.
I kind of wish I didn't
use
have
that
it.
to force you to participate in this operation?
No, I volunteered.
Why?
So that I could watch over
Why?
you. Snake, you're the best agent I've ever seen. But you push yourself too hard. You're reckless. Someone has to stop you from getting into trouble, to make sure you and the boss don't kill each other. So
Fine.
that's why I volunteered. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better guardian angel than me, right?
Agreed.
Thanks.
Stop right
Saved
there.
my life last time.
You can thank me when you get back.
All right.
Okay. What about Sigint?
Yo! You're Snake, aren't you?
And you're Sigint?
None other.
I heard that you're an expert on weapons, equipment, and cutting-edge technology.
Close.
Huh?
I am the expert on weapons, equipment, and cutting-edge technology.
Ah.
I'm the guy that designed your trank gun, active sonar, and motion detector. If you want to know
thank
anything
you.
about weapons or equipment you find in the field, just send me a message and ask. Later.
Later. Okay. You guys don't have anything else to
Sounds
share?
like the Cobra unit's members' names came from the specific emotions they each carry into battle.
Yeah, sounds like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For unbearable torment, the pain.
Check.
For true oblivion, the end.
Check.
For infinite rage, the fury.
Mm-hmm.
For absolute terror, the fear. And for unsurpassed bliss, the joy.
Oh.
The joy?
It's another name for the boss, because of the joy she feels in battle, I suppose.
Yeah.
Ah.
During the war, she had a partner named the Sorrow. Sorrow and joy. They say there couldn't have been a more perfect pair.
Okay, interesting to know. We got the names of all the folks on the crew and what they're inspired by.
The Davy Crockett's that the boss took with her when she defected are mortars that fire nuclear warheads.
Right.
They're named after Davy Crockett, the hero who died defending the Alamo in the Texan War of Independence.
Remember the Alamo?
Yeah.
That's right.
I heard him say that.
The warheads are equivalent to between 10 and 20 tons of TNT.
Oh, okay.
Every building within 150 yards of the hypocenter is completely obliterated. But the warheads the boss had with her were some kind of experimental super bomb. So they're actually even more powerful than that.
Yeah, even
I don't
more
even wanna
powerful.
think about what happened if she used it again. Snake, you know what you have to do.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah. Thanks for rubbing it in.
Snake, unlike the Virtuous Mission, this is a night operation.
Night
You'll be encountering nocturnal animals that you didn't encounter your last mission.
New animals?
Some of them are
Yeah.
venomous, like the king cobra, so be careful. If you get bitten by a venomous animal, the poison will spread through your body and rapidly drain your life gauge. If that's the case, go into the cure screen and survival viewer immediately and inject yourself with serum. Got it?
Yes, ma'am.
You're wearing the tiger stripe pattern camouflage, huh?
Yes, sir.
Tiger stripe is a forest camouflage. As you
right.
may have guessed by the name, it mimics the stripe pattern on a tiger's coat.
Yeah.
It was originally worn by South Vietnamese Marines.
Uh-huh.
Then it caught the attention of an American military advisor, and now they're thinking of introducing it into all kinds of special forces units.
Whoa.
It works best in
Catching the
places
world
with
by
lots of
storm.
trees and grass, but it should blend in with dirt and mud, too.
Okay. Sigint is voiced by James C. Mathis III. who also reprises his role in later Metal Gear games. And he also plays Decoy Octopus and Peter Stillman in the graphic novel adaptations, the digital graphic novel adaptations of Metal Gear Solid 1 and 2. But otherwise, outside of that, he's like Black Panther in a whole bunch of stuff, like animated Marvel stuff. And he was, what's his name? The boar friend of Freya's in God of War Ragnarok. Hildisvin, something like that. He was the guy that like got turned into a boar. And, he got shot by Kratos, and Freya was all freaking out, and that's how they met, and blah blah blah. I'm gonna have to kill this snake. Nope. Got it. We did it. That's a snake that I already have, right? Yeah, reticulated python. It was pretty tasty. Siberian ink cap. Ugh. But it's not about the taste, okay? It's about the nutritional benefit. Alright, anything else interesting going on around here? Ooh, we got some... What are these? Oh, come on. Ooh. Styptic. That's what that is. Alright, I was kind of wondering. This, can't like run into the tree to shake it down, right? Maybe we can shoot one of these down now. Fruit A. Yabloko Moloko. What do you think she has to say about that? I don't need to eat anything, but I do have to ask about it.
I see you found a Yabloko Moloko.
Yeah, I did.
Yablo, what now?
Yabloko Moloko. It's a Russian name that roughly translates as milk apple. It's a type of star apple. The juice is thick and sweet, like milk, hence the name.
Oh.
And if you cut one in half lengthwise, you'll see a star-shaped ring radiating out from the center.
Hence the star apple.
Right. The
No.
star-shaped part has a
Actually, no.
gelatinous texture and is said to be especially tasty.
Sounds useful.
You're welcome.
For once.
Did you say something?
No, back to the mission.
Okay. Did I say that those were better written earlier? Because I don't know. I retract that statement. I wouldn't say that they're better written, but they're just like snappier, wittier, you know? They're trying to have more fun with it. And it is definitely more fun. But especially goofy. There are so many, like, references. They just really want to call back to previous games or just say random stuff that's like, oh, maybe one day in the future people will be watching VHS tapes. And Snake will be like, VH what now? This is a good stopping point. I shouldn't get like too far ahead, but I just want to keep playing forever. I am pretty sleepy though. Let's just keep exploring the fauna. I saw another snake in here, but I think it's the same snake. But, I mean, we'll take what we can get. I love this, though. Like, you can see the... Oh, what's that? Oh my gosh, what is that? What is that? He's crawling up the tree. Oh my gosh. A squirrel! It's a squirrel! Well, we gotta ask about that. Also, I didn't realize. This is not a tranquilizer. I did think I was tranquilizing that poor squirrel that I just shot out of the tree. Okay, tell me about that.
I see you caught yourself a Japanese flying squirrel.
Oh, yeah.
Japanese flying squirrels are non-venomous, and they shouldn't attack you. The head, front legs, hind legs, and tail of the Japanese flying squirrel are connected by a membrane of skin, which allows the squirrel to glide from tree to tree. It says here that if it catches a good wind, it can fly more than 100 yards.
Yeah, I had a hard time catching one.
It wasn't really that hard.
So, aren't you going to ask me?
You know it. How does it
know
taste?
Not sure.
Not sure.
The guy doesn't say anything about it.
Why not?
Gee, maybe it's because no one would ever think of eating a flying squirrel.
Then I must be the first one.
Oh, yeah. Let's
Maybe you
go. Let us subsist. All right. Awesome. Now what's this? Let's see. Rustling around in the leaves. Reveal yourself to me. I gotta lean forward for this. What is it? I don't even see any. Oh no, it's a little... I think it's a frog of some type, or like a toad. It's quite small and it's like gray and brown. Yeah, there he is. Got him. Frog A. Auton frog. All right, paramedic, tell me about the auton frog.
I see you caught an Auton frog.
Auton.
The Auton frog is a
Auton
large,
frog.
corpulent species of frog.
Corpulent.
They're known as a delicacy, so it might be worth catching them for food. The Auton frog was originally found only on Amami Oshima in Japan. Frogs usually have 4 toes on their front legs, but the Auton frog is unique in that it has 5.
Got it. By the way, you said they were known as a delicacy.
I can still eat it, right?
Right.
So that means they must taste pretty good, huh?
Yes,
I
Snake.
guess so.
Yes.
I hear that in Japan, Auton frog sashimi and sukiyaki are popular dishes.
Really?
Yeah.
Japan, huh? That place is starting to sound better and better.
They eat cool frogs over there. Come on, man. Snake, I guess, has like negative personality. He has like no personality traits. So his one interesting trait about him is that he loves to eat weird exotic food. I was hoping to be able to stab these butterflies, but I guess not. Well, another snake here. I guess I can stab it. Doesn't hurt. Except for the snake, of course. It hurts the snake. Oh. But I'm pretty sure this is a snake I already have, so it's boring. I'm out here looking for the new. You hear that owl, dude? We're talking nocturnal animals. Alright, real quick. This is the same snake, right? Yeah, 2 reticulated pythons. Okay. On to Dremuchij North. Dremuchij North. Alright, I have to stop here. This is the perfect place to stop. I'm sleepy, but I would love to just keep playing forever. Which I guess means it's a good thing I picked this game. Let's save. Check that storage device. How long does it take to check the storage device, okay? Thank you.
Okay, good luck, Snake.
Thanks.
Didn't have anything special to say that time.
All right, well, thank you so much for joining me as we started playing Metal Gear Solid 3. See, this I'm supposed to be all the way up here in this part of the frame, but by 11 p.m. it's like, oh, I'm tired. I'm just gonna lay back here. So thanks for hanging out with me. Hopefully you've been enjoying watching me play. I've greatly enjoyed starting things off. It's kind of interesting. It's also like structured a little the same way. You know, there's like an opening segment that's sort of a fake out before you get to the real deal, sort of like the last game, right? So we cleared through all that exposition and starting stuff. We got a feel for all of the game mechanics, how things will work. So now it's time to get down to brass tacks and play some Snake Eater. You even got to see the amazing Bond song that marks the opening of the game. So hopefully you've been enjoying it. Like I said, I mean, the plot is maybe a bit more straightforward, but it's still just as wacky and ridiculous. And we've still got like a crazy team of people who have weird superpowers that are all of our villains. It's kind of interesting how like a lot of that stuff is the same, but otherwise, yeah, that it can be so different. You know, we've got CQC and this whole new camo system and all of this fauna and flora, I guess. Flora and fauna that you use to eat. And we even got to see just a taste of the cure system. We have a new stamina bar. Stuff like that. It's quite fascinating. So, interested in seeing more comparisons and contrasts. But that'll have to be for next time. So join me next week for more of that. Sound off in the comments what you loved and hated. I want your rose, bud, and thorn for this this episode. So what did you like the most? What did you like the least? And what are you hopeful about for the next episode? And if you don't leave a comment like that, then you're not allowed to watch next week's episode. So it's up to you. Maybe that's your thorn. That's fine. Just let me know. Otherwise, I will see you then next week. Thanks for hanging out. Love ya. And stay tuned for even more Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater. Bye.